still smack dab in it. Hey, tomorrow, it goes away. On the freedom, just might come away.
I don't want to be dismissive of people who support the president.
Right.
I think they're owed our respect, and they certainly have mine. But they feel that the so-called elites in Washington have not paid attention to them, that they don't understand their lives, they don't understand their concerns, that they and they're not being heard. And they feel that the president is actually listening to them and addressing their concerns. And so they tend to believe him. And they're deeply suspicious of so-called elites like us, at least people who are described as elites. And so they turn to him.
You know, Dean, this is something, frankly, my late father was one of those folks. Those New Yorkers, they think they're better than us. He would say that every once in a while. Do you feel that at the New York Times, because a lot of people don't listen to the New York Times reporting simply because they say, well, you don't understand my life, so why should I believe what you report? Do you think you have to culturally get the New York Times as in touch with Manhattan and Brooklyn as they are with Rolla, Missouri?
Want to get it off your chest? Call the Dave Weinbaum Show. They accuse this show of being run by boobs. Well, let me tell you something about us boobs. We're real and we're spectacular. Want politics and fun sprinkled with a lot of laughs? You're in the right place. Heard in 50 states and 98 countries, we just put 11 years of radio excellence into the can. Now, in our 12th year, the Dave Weinbaum Show is on the air.
I'm sure you've probably heard this earlier this morning, but we have breaking news here. Iran's top general in the right hand of Khomeini was killed last night in Baghdad, Iraq. Not Iran, Baghdad, Iraq. On the orders of our commander-in-chief, General Soleimani is responsible for over 600 American deaths by their own admission, and had just led an attack on our Iraqi embassy. That, by the way, in case you're in Branson, is United States soil. Mm-hmm. The Dems and the MSM were gleeful, thinking, this is before Soleimani was taken out, they were gleeful. They were thinking that this would be Trump's Benghazi. Not on his watch. It took him 13 minutes to react, not the 13 hours like Obama, when he got those 4 Americans killed, including the ambassador to Libya. I'm sure that not only Iran mullahs are shocked, I'm sure they did not sleep very well or will not sleep very well tonight. The effect on Russia, China, Israel, Lebanon, our own troops, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, North Korea, and NATO is palpable. Iran, who is broke now, are threatening to retaliate. And I think maybe if that happens, Trump will go after their oil fields, and they will be destitute, not just broke, but destitute. Getting back to Soleimani, this man has been on a killing spree for 2 decades. And he had plans for many more in the U.S., the Middle East, and Israel. The Dem traitors were first jubilant and now stunned. They just witnessed what a real president should act like, and not a cowering, begging briber-in-chief like, well, Barack Hussein Obama was. Except he did kill bin Laden. He didn't consult with Congress with that. And there were more Republicans praising him than criticizing him. In fact, I don't remember one that criticized him for that. But now the Dems are having their hissy fit. Trump's actions also positively give hope to the Iranian citizens who are not our enemies. They hate the mullahs. Other Arab countries hate the Iranians because they are trying to take over the Middle East. This should have taken place in 1979 when they kidnapped our hostages in Tehran and took over the U.S. Embassy under Jimmy Carter. And quite frankly, it should have happened when they killed 241 Marines in Iran. Not Iran, but Lebanon. Ronald Reagan's biggest mistake. Anyways, we should be thrilled. He took the right step. We were provoked before many, many, many times. He kept telling him, stop it, stop it, stop it. And I believe he did this with due diligence, and it was a controlled response. And we should be able to at least get support from our allies, if not our Dems in Congress. And this is another lesson to moderate Muslims. Stop the jihad. We're not your enemies. Stop it. Because we have to react this way. Anyways, the next 5 years under Trump ought to be real fun. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. My name is Dave Weinbaum. I'm here with radio legend Stan Hines and my lovely bride, Lisa Weinbaum. I know I didn't include the Strausser today. I'm trying to save energy.
That's okay.
You know, Trump's got to stop doing this on Thursdays. I mean, I had my whole show done, and I had this, oy vey, now I got to do the whole thing over.
Breaking news on the Dave Weinbaum Show.
Yeah, see, I'm griping too, you know. I'm like a little baby. Although it's so interesting that he did that.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't know who's on this phone, but apparently we've got a caller. Okay, caller, what's your name, JJ, and where are you calling from?
This is JJ from beautiful.
I knew it. All right, hit it. A little singing. I got to get my blood running here.
That's right.
What a big disgrace.
Kicking your can all
Over the place. We will rock you. That'll get your blood going. We will rock you. All right, JJ, what's under that tinfoil hat? You must have a lot under there.
There's so much going on, Dave. These are great times to be living in. This is so entertaining.
It really is. You know, I mean, you don't want to see anybody killed, but that's the nature of the world. I mean, it's like it's been going on like this since Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel.
You know,
it's just the
you
way
don't
it
want to
is.
see anybody killed, but I'm most pleased to see an Iranian general killed. I think that's a great thing.
Well, how many years have they been asking for it? Okay. And how could we let them get away with it?
Well, you have weenies in the White House, but you know this drone strike, it struck me as business as usual for the Iranians, and that is here's this guy he's got a motorcade in Baghdad. So talk about operating with impunity. He thought nothing was going to happen because the response to the United States, let's face it, for many, many years has been, let's just let this slide.
Not only that, we paid him. Barack Obama paid him off $150 billion. Not to. He was begging them, don't attack us, be nice to us. $150 billion of American taxpayer money. JJ, I wonder what the kickback was to Obama, Biden, Hillary, and those in the FBI, those in the Department of Justice. I mean, you don't become a worth like $100 million when you just paid off your college loans like Barack Hussein Obama to get his real first job, do you?
You know, doesn't this smell like quid pro quo to you?
Well, yeah. Jeez.
You know,
I mean, it's hard to laugh at this stuff, but there's so much irony and there's so much. I mean, the last 3 years have been a display of cover-ups. They're covering up all the crimes from their administrations because they knew Hillary was going to win.
We finally have leadership in the White House. Hallelujah for that.
He's a real president, isn't he?
He is indeed, and he makes Barack Hussein Obama look like such a weenie. Because the guy was nothing but a political hack weenie. And,
no, I want to discuss something with you. I don't know if you heard the opening bit on the song, but that was Chucky Todd of the Meet the Press show, the biggest and oldest TV news show on the air. And Chucky Todd was sitting there with a couple of his allies telling everybody how he just doesn't understand. He's sort of got it figured out that us in the Midwest, that us flyover country conservatives, well, we're just emotional. We don't think. You see, we're just emotional. We're just tied to Trump. You know, us smelly Walmart shoppers, and those of us that are deplorable and irredeemable, Stan. It's like he just figured it out. We're all like that. Now, he didn't have anybody there to argue with him. He just put two people there that would agree with him. All right?
Well, he mentioned Rolla, Missouri.
And that's my point. That's what I'm coming down to. I get a call every day from somebody in my businesses to tell me what the results of the previous day were. And this was Sunday, and my director of operations, Audrey Wood, calls up. He said, before I get into sales, she says, I was just listening to Meet the Press, and Chuck Todd from Meet the Press mentioned Rolla. Now, here's my point here. Out of all the cities in the United States of America, and probably there's about 500, 600, 700 of them, what are the odds? What are the odds that Chuck Todd would pick Rolla, Missouri, much less be able to pronounce it? You know, a lot of people call it Rolla. So my theory is that somehow he's watched this show or he's listened to this show.
He's at least been told about this show. And that makes Rolla, Missouri, a bastion of conservative values.
Well, there you go. And I think it has become much more conservative since this show. I'm not saying everybody here is not. There are a lot of Democrats here, but I think it used to be a lot more. And I think many of the Democrats are just watching us and just holding their nose. You know, this isn't this is not their Democratic Party. Not that I agreed with it back, when Kennedy was alive, but at least they had some palpable ideas. I mean, there were some things that were good about it.
Yeah, well, the current Democrat Party is not your daddy's Democrat, not at all.
Right.
your daddy's Democrat looks a whole lot more like a Republican at this point by comparison. But the fact that Chucky came out and mentioned Rolla, Missouri, I think I made a post on Facebook on this, that it amazes me, and he's had to have at least been aware of your show. Otherwise, how would he know about Rolla, Missouri? Like you said, we're the flyover country. They don't want to know anything about us.
Right.
This tickles me greatly. It's very entertaining.
Hey, JJ, I lived in St. Louis for 3 years, and I was running a McDonald's store in Creve Coeur, Missouri, in 1973, and my father-in-law was getting bought out of the business, who I worked for, him and his partner. And I was doing a pretty good job. McDonald's liked what I was doing, so they offered me a store. They said, "Where do you want to go?" I says, "Well, how about Denver, Colorado?" Because I just graduated college there. And now it's taken. I said, "Well, what about Chicago?" I said, "Well, you know that's taken. That's where our headquarters are." And they said, "We got a store for you, Rolla, Missouri." I was living in St. Louis 3 years. I had never heard of Rolla, Missouri. I probably said, "Did you say Rolla?" I mean, yeah. I didn't have any idea. I had to come down and check it out.
I was there when you opened that store.
You were there when they opened the Civil War, for God's sakes. What are you, crazy?
No, I was going to college.
Wait, no. You were born during the Revolution.
But I was raised in North St. Louis County, so I'm very aware.
Okay.
But I knew that Rolla, Missouri existed.
Yeah. Well, I had moved there from Denver, Colorado.
But when you opened a store in Rolla, I was one of the first ones in line because I thought, oh boy, we're finally hit the big time now because we got a McDonald's. This is excellent.
Now, did you recognize me? Because I was up front most of the time. I think I can remember opening day.
I wouldn't have been able to pick you out of a lineup at that time. I was interested in getting a 39-cent hamburger in my hand.
There you go. That was December 10th. 1975.
I remember it. I was going to college here.
Yeah, there you go. Here I am, an old guy on the radio.
I'm just graduated.
I'm
still going to that same store every day, and just trying to figure out how to get better service after all these years. Good, better, trying to be the best. Anyways, you got anything else for me, my friend?
I don't care what McDonald's management says about you. You're doing a fine job.
And believe me, they have said plenty about me. That is not flattering because I open my big mouth. That's why I have a radio show. There's a lot of people who don't like the fact that I open my mouth, and I don't care.
I got one more item for you, Dave.
Yes, sir.
And that's the church shooting down in Texas.
Here's a
Second Amendment update for you.
That guy reminded me of you.
Jack Wilson was the guy's name, and
yes.
He's a shooting instructor and quite good at it apparently. Now this guy reacted is the word, to an active shooter. The guy had just shot 2 people with a long gun that he pulled out of an overcoat. Jack Wilson took a shot that looked to me to be about 40 or 50 feet.
They said it was 60 feet, which is about 20 yards, with a handgun.
This is against a moving target with a carry gun. The carry guns are typically pretty short barrel, short sight radius. Tough to make. He made a headshot on a moving target with iron sights at, call it 40, 50, 60 feet.
Yeah.
That's pretty good shooting, and it's pretty good shooting for a reason. Most any of us that shoot can make that shot standing there at a bullseye target with plenty of time to line the sights up, get your breathing right. But this guy did it his draw was like a second and a half. The shot was like a total of 4 seconds.
Well, he had to wait. I saw his interview and I saw the film. There was another guy that was in front of him, between him and the shooter, and I think the other guy was in the way. He couldn't shoot through the fellow churchgoer. Well, the shooter, that was one of the guys he killed. And as soon as that guy dropped is when Jack shot him.
I thought that was some pretty darn good shooting, and I've got to tell you, riding that adrenaline dump that occurs when you're involved with something like that, it's really hard to get your sights on a target. It's really hard to hold your trigger control right. Mm-hmm. This guy did an excellent job, and here is a case of a good guy with a gun taking out evil with a gun. My hat's off to him. I think everybody who is responsible and is willing to do so ought to carry concealed, go through the training, get the permit, get out there and do it, because you never know when the wolves are going to attack the sheep.
Yeah, we're going to...
Dave, that's all I got. God bless you, my
God bless
friend.
you, JJ. Thank you for a wonderful opening act.
Thanks, JJ.
Thank you. I appreciate it, my friend. And that's great when you got a guy like that. And, that's a relief, because I'm tired. I mean, I stayed up pretty late. I tried to get some sleep, and I got up at 4 in the morning. I know you live like that, but I got to get sleep. And because I'm creating stuff here, I had to create a whole new monologue. Here I am bitching and kvetching. And
I get married like some people fish. Catch and release. Forget about it.
Well, sometimes they release me, sometimes I release them. I don't know. I got a great wife now. I think it's going to work.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, I'm going to lose my senses here pretty soon. Then she can boss me around. I'll be in a wheelchair. She'll be running me into the walls. What am I going to do about it? I'm just going to have to what? Forget about it. All right?
You'll be fine.
I'll be fine?
You'll be fine.
All right, we got a great show coming up. We got the Rabbi at 9:30. I wished I had waited a day to interview him, but we couldn't do it because of the Sabbath. I interviewed him yesterday. But after that, I got a great lineup. I got Cheryl, Chumley, Elad, Hakim, DeAnna, Lorraine, and Dr. Amy. And we're going to have a great show. We're going to have a lot of fun. Call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
The Akar Real Estate sign in the yard is your first step to sold. Whether buying or selling, put the best team of realtors to work for you. Akar Real Estate is the top-selling real estate agency in 4 counties. They work diligently to make your real estate transactions happen. Independently owned and operated for over 12 years by Delek Akar, broker-owner. When you want results that move you, call the professionals at Akar Real Estate at 368-SELL. That's Akar Real Estate at 368-7355.
Sales results obtained from Maris Incorporated.
Does your trip to the dentist office sound like this? If so, it's time to come see the friendly staff at Forum Dental, where they make dentistry simple and fun. Forum Dental is committed to patient satisfaction and high-quality dental care. So come to Forum Dental, where they do it all, from teeth cleaning and whitening to bridges and crowns and so much more. At Forum Dental, they make every dental experience a pleasant one. Forum Dental, working together to be better. Visit their website at forumdental.com.
If you're in the food business and your walk-in cooler quits, do you think you can call just any heating and refrigeration guy to fix it? Think again. Time is money, and you don't want to have to wait while an air conditioner repairman tries to figure out what's wrong. At Cox Brothers, food equipment repair is who we are. We have the specialized training and know-how to protect your expensive and fragile inventory while we repair your broken equipment. When you need food service repairs, go right to the experts. Cox Brothers Food Equipment Repair in St. James. We'll keep the hot side hot and the cold side cold.
Owning a business can be tough, and knowing what insurance you need can be confusing. Help is here with the Daniel & Henry Company. Daniel & Henry Company is an independent insurance broker providing a full range of risk management and insurance products and services for clients locally, nationally, and internationally. They find cost-effective solutions for your business and personal needs, from work comp, general liability, property and auto, and all points in between. Protecting your business is their business. Call Richard Boyette at the Daniel & Henry Company today, 314-444-5011.
Come see the professionals at Brown Vet Clinic of Rolla, where they promise to place your pet's health and wellness above all considerations. They communicate openly with you about the individual preventative needs of your pet and help protect them from common infectious and contagious diseases while using the best available methods, no matter how big or small the animal. The staff is there to help you 24/7 and will get you an appointment as quickly as possible. Give Brown Vet Clinic a call today for all your animal needs. 364-1919.
Stop looking for the best steak in Rolla and head over to Sydney's at 707 North Pine in downtown Rolla. Rolla's favorite time of the month, prime rib weekend. All their steaks are aged 30 days and hand-cut to perfection. Get a 16-ounce prime rib with Sydney's signature spice blend and 2 sides only $14.99. And choose Sydney's with over 100 different whiskeys, scotch, and bourbons, and over a dozen draft beers to complement the best steak around. Sydney's, 707 North Pine, downtown Rolla. Lunch specials on their Facebook page. Open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 1:30 a.m. daily.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at the Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
How are you going to get anything done with all of this?
This should never happen to another president. What happened to me, they came up with an excuse for losing an election. This should never happen to another president, because most presidents wouldn't be able to take it.
I want to find out why they never went to Trump to tell him he may have a problem with people in his campaign working with the Russians. They told Feinstein she had somebody in her office working with the Chinese. Why didn't they do that with Trump? And the last thing is the FISA warrant. How could this document, the dossier, be used to get a warrant against an American citizen 4 times, and it's still unverified to this day?
As a former federal prosecutor, I had concerns that there may not be probable cause there, and that some of the evidence that would be exculpatory to the Trump campaign wasn't presented. Those concerns have not gone away.
Now that was an amalgamation of some people talking on the Maria Bartiromo show from the past to the present of what's going on, I've got a great article on my site, DaveWeinbaum.net, which was written by Lee Smith about how the coup was started. And we're beginning to figure out that, Chuck Todd, what is he not? Is he not aware of what happened? Is he not aware that Jim Comey confessed to felonies? Is he not aware that McCabe just confessed to felonies? To lying to the FBI? Well, it's a felony for Manafort and Flynn.
Yep.
It's got to be a felony for them too, doesn't it? And leaking. They both leaked. They lied to Congress. That's another felony. Okay? Is Chuck Todd and the rest of the liberal media, are they unaware of this? They said, I'm emotional. Well, I am emotional. I'm emotional about frauds who pretend to be in the news business, who cannot be that stupid. They see what's going on. They're lying. They have to be lying about it. Am I wrong? Somebody call me and tell me. I'm going to be a little emotional this show because you know why? I'm tired. And I don't care. What do you got?
See, Boyd, this is why I prefer to just shoot fish. Can we?
No, we're not going to shoot any fish. You're not helping. I'm trying to teach him about patience here.
Well, then get to it. I don't like being patient.
Nobody does. It's a learned skill. What do we call people that go willy-nilly through life just doing things because it feels good?
Democrats.
All right, we're going to take another break here. Whoops, I'm sorry.
Give me a minute.
Okay, we're going to take another break here shortly, and, I just want I want to talk to you people today, because I know you're thinking stuff out there. I can feel it. I can feel the excitement of this deal, good or bad. And we're going to be talking about Jews and, seeing evidence of what went on in Europe in the late 1800s and early 1900s, just before the Holocaust, where they're having things called pogroms. It's why I am in the United States, because my grandfather, Michael Weinbaum, he was sent here when he was 9 years old to Ellis Island. Somehow he must have had family in Chicago. That's where they moved. And 2 years later, in his town of Ackerman, in the Ukraine, no less, a suburb of Odessa, Russia, they killed all the Jews. 800 Jews in that town. They killed them all. So if my grandfather hadn't been there, well, I wouldn't be talking to you today. So here we go. How we doing, Stan?
I'm almost there.
You're almost there? Okay. All right, well, I'll just do the rest of my show, and we'll wait for that second spot.
I'm ready.
All right, call the show, 573-364-5864. 4433. Get it off your chest.
Windows 7 will go end of life on January 14th, 2020 and become a liability to users. Computers running this unsupported operating system will become vulnerable to data breaches, ransomware, and other security threats. This fraud can cause major inconveniences and recovery costs, along with legal and regulatory liabilities. Call A1 Tecarala LLC at 573-458-9175 before it's too late, and your transition to a supported system will be made easy. 573-458-9175.
Why settle for the forecast when you can control it? Hartley's Climate Control is your locally owned heating, air conditioning, plus so much more company. Hartley's offers residential and commercial sales, service, and installation in the areas of heating and cooling, hearth and home, handyman services, and more to the Rolla, St. James, and surrounding areas. Call 573-368-3163 or visit them online at www.hartleyscc.com. Hartley's Climate Control, community born, community raised, community serving.
Make the whole family happy by bringing home Lee's famous recipe chicken. Choose from one of our many different specials, like the 16-piece classic or breast strip family meal, to the 8 different daily lunch specials. Call today for your next catering at 573-364-9330 or visit us on the web at leesrolla.com or just stop by Lee's famous recipe chicken in Rolla at 1902 North Bishop Avenue.
Hi, this is Sarah Weinbaum, massage therapist at Lavish Day Spa, formerly known as Terra Day Spa. Come visit me at our all-new location on North Bishop next to Steak and Shake. Come take your stress and worries away with our full-service salon and day spa, featuring discounts on Dermalogica and other skincare items offered with a purchase of a facial. New location, same number, 364-0905. Come sail away at Lavish Day Spa in Rolla.
Reality check number 31. New cars can go from 0 to 60 in 6 seconds. Why can't new car loans move like that? At Town & Country Bank, we have a solution for that. We may look like typical bankers, but when it comes to car loans, we're downright speed demons. We approve loans in record time, so you can get that new baby on the road ASAP. And by the way, you really do look good in that new ride. Town & Country Bank. Smart, friendly solutions. Member FDIC.
Need to create a unique gift for your sweetheart? Want a gun, watch engraved? Need a trophy gift or award? Go no further than Kent Jewelry, 907 North Pine Street, downtown Rolla. Call 573-364-1030 and take your bag of jewels to Kent and ask to have your jewelry inspected and cleaned for free. Kent is my jeweler. Make him yours. 907 North Pine Street, downtown Rolla, 364-1030. Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
White, neo-Nazi, fascist with Confederate flags. No, this is New York City. This is New Jersey. That's not what's happening here. And he's got to understand that the very people that were arrested for the anti-Semitic attacks, because of him and Cuomo, no bail. They're back out on the streets to do it again. They have themselves to blame for this because they've made it easier to attack Jews. Jews have always been potential targets, but now they're even easier targets because there's no ramifications for those who commit these crimes. But the Jews should know, the guardian angels who were their friends in the midst of the Crown Heights riots, and we were here for 3 months, we're not going to abandon them. Not going to be like de Blasio or Cuomo and just give a speech. We're going to put boots on the ground. There's not a Jew amongst these guardian angels. They're all Gentiles. But we understand, Jew or Gentile, we're all in this together. An attack on a Jew is an attack on everyone in the city.
That's Curtis Sliwa.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with him. It's Guardian Angels. He's been around forever. He has his own radio show in New York City and all that stuff. Good guy. And we're going to be talking about us Jews a little bit here because there's stuff going on in New York City, and I'm just afraid it's going to be spreading. If we don't stop it now, we have to arm ourselves. There's no doubt in my mind. I've been saying it for a long time. People say, well, you got to arm yourself. Well, that's why. Mm-hmm. When you have guys coming in your home with machetes, swinging it at people just out of nowhere, You know, I don't care who they are, what they look like. You got to stop them.
Yeah.
Okay? All right, here's the rabbi all the way from Ephrat, Israel. Listen up.
Yeah, 1 second, Dave. You were talking to another rabbi? Sounds like you're cheating on me.
No, actually, I'm cheating with you on him because he was the first rabbi. Listen to this. I got rabbis fighting over me. This is kind of weird. Ladies and gentlemen, this man spends his time traveling the world, uniting Christians and Jews. Official rabbi to the state of Missouri in the Dave Weinbaum Show, and future rabbi to the Trump Third Temple Hotel, Golf Course, Casino, and Spa, Rabbi Moshe Rothchild. Oh! Uh-oh. They heard that at the embassy in Iraq.
There is an embassy there?
Yes, there's a United States embassy in Iraq, yes. You didn't know that, did you? Anyways,
no.
there's a big kerfluffle over Brett Stevens, who was an ex-editor of the Jerusalem Post.
Jerusalem Post.
Yeah, and now he's with the Wall Street Journal. But he's saying that Jews, Ashkenazi Jews, are a little bit more intelligent than other ones, and there's a huge outrage. What are your thoughts?
Right. Well, I'm not sure he quite meant it like that in the article, but I don't agree that Ashkenazic Jews, which are Jews from Europe, are any more intelligent than anyone else, nor do I believe that Jews are more intelligent than anyone else. In fact, I know quite a few that are not.
You're not making a personal reference here, are you?
No. Okay. I wouldn't do that. Wouldn't do that, at least not on the air.
Yeah. Thank you.
But I really think that it's part of the anti-Semitic accusations that against Jews, that Jews think they're superior, they think they're smarter. That it's just it's not true.
Well, we are the chosen people. So what does that mean?
Yeah, I mean we're the chosen people. Though I remember growing up in gym class, we were always the last chosen people.
There you go. That's the truth. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Chosen in the Bible doesn't mean superior at all. It just means chosen for a particular mission.
Yeah.
Like if I choose my older son to take out the garbage, he's chosen.
There you go.
As in Fiddler on the Roof, as Tevye said, couldn't you once in a while choose somebody else?
There you go. Hey, the U.S. Iraqi embassy is being attacked by Iranian agents, and that's in Iraq. Embassy in Iraq. Let's get that straight. U.S. Embassy in Iraq. And they did it in retaliation for killing an American contractor. And they're saying, we're not going to tolerate any more Benghazis. That's the Trump administration. Now, Pompeo talked to Bibi about this, Bibi Netanyahu. And is this good or bad for Israel? And was this caused by Trump announcing a troop withdrawal?
I don't think it was caused by the announcement of the troop withdrawal. So did you ask, is this good for Israel? Is that what you asked?
Oh yeah, I mean this is the Israel report. I might as well get your angle on it.
Yeah, it's true. But look, Trump is a whole different kettle of fish. What happened with Benghazi was a travesty, and so. I think it shows, again, the relationship between the United States and Israel, with Pompeo talking to Netanyahu about this. But I'm not sure exactly what the implication here is for Israel, Dave.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see how this plays out.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It seems now every day in the New York metro area, which you're basically from the New York metro area, aren't you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's another attack on Jews. Nobody seems to give a darn. Is it time to arm? 13 hate crimes against Jews since December 24th, and most of those have been let out of jail.
Right. Because the Democrats passed a law, I don't know if it's federal, but certainly in the state of New York, that they can't hold these guys at all. And they literally let them out of jail almost immediately after committing crimes. In 2019, if you take the 100% of the hate crimes, 67% of the hate crimes reported were against Jews last year. I mean, that's an incredible number. Last Saturday night, a guy walked into a synagogue wielding a machete and just attacking people. One guy is permanently, probably in a vegetative state now because of that attack. I mean, there seems to be every day something else is happening. And amongst my Jewish friends and colleagues, in all the different chat groups and social media, everyone's wondering the same thing. Is it time that Jews have to arm themselves in the United States? Every Jewish institution has to be protected. Should Jews leave the United States? Is this going to be another bad ending, so to speak, to the Jewish presence? So,
that's
nobody knows the answer.
That's the other question. Is what should Jews do about this?
Where's it all heading?
And the Guardian Angels, Curtis Sliwa, you know him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's out there now.
Sure do.
Yeah, and he's saying he's out there in the Jewish parts of New York Metro, and he's talking about they're going to help protect them, but he's telling the Jews, you guys got to protect yourselves. This Democratic stuff, they're not going to protect you. Yeah. And it's time you got armed, and it's time you figured out that people, they're not going to help you.
Right, exactly. And I saw the clip from Curtis Sliwa, really condemning the Democrats for not standing up strong against anti-Semitism. And the difference today, though, Dave, is that there is a state of Israel, and I know. Jews know if, God forbid, this gets worse and worse and worse, they got a place to run to. When they say history repeats itself, I don't think the United States is going to be building gas chambers and rounding up Jews and putting them into a ghetto. When history repeats itself, it doesn't mean that it's going to be the exact same type of persecution, but nobody knows where this is possibly heading and what it's going to look like.
But you would agree that we have to become proactive and not depend on our government, on our police.
Like Curtis Sliwa was saying, that the Jewish leadership has to step up and stop talking, and we need more action and start, synagogues and Jewish institutions. They've got to have people with licensed weapons.
Exactly. Hey, where can people find you and contribute to you?
They can go to my website, IsraelAlliance.org, IsraelAlliance.org. And I think, Dave, we should tell the listeners coming up pretty soon, I'm going to be in the area.
I know. You're going to be
I'm excited about it.
You're going to be here live, and we're going to be live on the show. So we can have another Ask the Rabbi day, which means I pretty much get the day off. Hey, I hear the Ottomans are back. They're kind of making a return. And that should be good for Israel because at least during the Ottoman Empire, everybody got to put their feet up. Ladies and gentlemen, Rabbi Moshe Rothchild calling all the way from Efrat, Israel. You love that, Jesse. You know you did. All right. Thanks so much, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom.
Take care, guys. Shabbat Shalom. Bye-bye.
All right. The Rabbi is always great.
Yes, he is.
And, the Jews got to do something. We got to do. The Christians too. The guy in the church. I mean, it wasn't just him. He had a team. They were trained. He was an expert. they had 3 or 4 people standing up with a gun. You know, if that guy knew that, would he have come in that church? No, he would have looked for an easier church. You know, they say, well, they're all crazy and all this stuff. They're not crazy enough to want to get killed, to want to get shot. They think they're going to live their life out in a prison somewhere and be very comfortable with 3 meals a day and a lot of fame.
And 30 years to convict them.
Yeah, and sometimes they'll get off, you know, like in New York. For goodness sakes, that thing is terrible.
All right.
What do you got for me, Stan?
The new Amazon Echo has everyone asking Alexa for help.
Alexa, what time is it? What the hell is wrong with this blasted thing? Amanda!
But the latest technology isn't always easy to use for people of a certain age.
These kids done bought me a busted machine again. Odessa!
That's why Amazon partnered with AARP to present the new Amazon Echo Silver, the only smart speaker device designed specifically to be used by the greatest generation. It's super loud and responds to any name even remotely close to Alexa, so they can find out the weather.
Allegra, what is the weather outside?
It is 74 degrees and sunny.
Huh?
It is 74 degrees and sunny.
Where?
Outside.
What about it?
The temperature outside is 74 degrees and sunny.
I don't know about that.
The latest in sports.
Clarissa, how many did old Satchel strike out last night?
Satchel Paige died in 1982.
How many he get?
Satchel Paige is dead.
He what now?
Died.
Who did?
Satchel Paige.
I don't know about that.
All right, it's Saturday Night Live, ladies and gentlemen. And by the way, I guess it was last week. Maybe it was a week before, I don't know, but they had Eddie Murphy
on
the show for the first time in 35 years. And they did some of his old bits, which is Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood and Gumby, and there's a couple others that he did. But I have the Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood on my site, daveweinbaum.net, where you can listen to the show as well while it's streaming live, and also on my Facebook show page. And also on KKID 92.9 Facebook page.
Yeah,
right,
just
Stan?
go to that and go to one of the first posts,
Yeah.
and it'll have a link like a 107 point, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
And then you click on that, and boom, we're live.
Right, so, but I got Eddie Robinson's Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood, and you know, he's doing very un-PC stuff.
Yeah.
I tried to figure out how I could do this on the radio, but there was too much visual humor. And he is very funny. His timing is immaculate. If you've done any comedy, even the radio, you need timing. You know, you just can't. You have to wait for people to do stuff like, you know, maybe take a break.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a break right now. We got Cheryl Chumley coming up in about 12 minutes. And gee, I wonder what we'll talk about. My goodness. Okay, you know, I have to change everything today, but obviously. The big story today is Trump, like Baghdadi of ISIS, took out the top general of Iran.
And they're dancing in the streets right now.
And in Iraq, they're dancing in the streets because they love it.
Yeah, they do.
But their leader is a guy, he's a suck-up to Iran. He's talking about kicking all the Americans out. Well, how are you going to do that?
Yeah.
I don't think it happens like that.
No.
So anyways, call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
The Akar Real Estate sign in the yard is your first step to sold. Whether buying or selling, put the best team of realtors to work for you. Akar Real Estate is the top-selling real estate agency in 4 counties. They work diligently to make your real estate transactions happen. Independently owned and operated for over 12 years by Delek Akar, broker-owner. When you want results that move you, call the professionals at Akar Real Estate at 368-SELL. That's Akar Real Estate at 368-7355.
Sales results obtained from Maris Incorporated. Price Chopper in Rolla for the best quality products and the freshest produce in the area. With a full-service deli, bakery, and butcher cafe, you can feed the whole family with ease. Cold cuts to sushi, barbecue, and a huge salad bar. Kick back and relax and enjoy your lunch in our dining room, located in Forum Plaza on Forum Drive in Rolla. Don't forget to sign up for a rewards program and save money on groceries today. For orders and catering, give them a call today at 573-364-1771. Open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Price Chopper in Rolla.
Welcome to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Tonight's feature is Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, featuring their greatest hits, guaranteed low prices, guaranteed work, and their #1 hit, locally owned and operated. So call and get your tickets to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, 364-9101. That's 364-9101. Melrose Asphalt is a local business and not an actual rock band.
It's been over 35 years since Muffler Mart has opened their doors. Marty, Keith, and Carl combined have over 120 years of auto experience. The name says Muffler Mart, but they do it all. Thousands of customers have done business with Muffler Mart because they do what they say they're going to do. Woo! The next time you need work on your vehicle, head to Muffler Mart on Highway 63 South, across from Phelps County Fairgrounds in Rolla. For appointments, call 364-5434. That's 364-5434. Muffler Mart in Rolla.
If you've watched Storage Wars, you know how smelly and moldy your valuables can get. Daniel's climate-controlled units ends all that. It's like a spa for your stuff. Call Investment Realty at 364-4050 and reserve a unit for Daniel's climate-controlled and secure storage. That's 364-4050.
This is Rick Miller at Null & Son Funeral Home in Rolla. Since 1924, Null & Son Funeral Home has had the honor of serving families throughout Phelps County. Today, families can select a funeral service, burial, or cremation and have it tailored to fit their specific needs in order to honor the memory of their loved one in a personal and meaningful way. At Null & Son Funeral Home, we offer information that will help you make decisions that are just right for you and your family.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
If the Bureau is going to send an informant in, the informant's going to be wired. And if the Bureau is monitoring telephone calls, there's going to be a transcript of that. And some of us have been fortunate enough to know whether or not those transcripts exist, but they haven't been made public. And I think one in particular it has the potential to actually persuade people.
Who is the mastermind of the plan to insert Donald Trump into Russia meddling, which we know Russia has been meddling for decades?
We know the Clinton campaign, number one, so they're aware of a lot of this, right? They're involved in the creation of the dossier. They're hiring Fusion GPS. They hire Christopher Steele. That's a fact.
Just go back to what the text said. During the campaign, when they were concerned that President Trump at the time, candidate could win, don't worry, we have an insurance policy. And now we're finding all that insurance policy out. Those people should be held accountable because no one who ever runs for president should have to go through that.
That was Trey Gowdy and Devin Nunes and I think it's Kevin McCarthy, too. And just great. The Republicans of the House have really done a stand-up job under this pressure and being them. And they have stayed together. I don't know what's going to happen in the Senate, personally. Trump wants this big, long trial, and I'm not sure that's a good idea. Neither is our lawyer expert, Elad Hakim, who's coming on the show at 10:30. He doesn't think that's a good idea either, and I can understand that. In a trial, and I've been through enough of them to know this as a client now. I'm not a lawyer, although I think I've played one in court a couple times, and I was pretty damn effective. Okay, sometimes not so much, and I know exactly why I lost sometimes, and I was just so thrilled to win. I never understood how I did that. I just did it. It was like it came instinctively to me. And I beat lawyers when they're cross-examining me. And it didn't happen just once. It happened 2 or 3 different times. When you cross-examine somebody, you already know the damn answer, or you haven't done your work.
Yeah, or you wouldn't answer the question.
So apparently I was in court with a bunch of lawyers that didn't know what the hell they were doing. Because I know enough that if I'm going to cross-examine somebody, that I know what they're going to say, or I can prove easily that they're lying, or that they misremember. Let's be nice about that. They
lack of candor.
Remember, yes.
Yeah. I love that.
I used to date a gal before I met Lisa named Miss Remember. And the problem was she always forgot our dates. And she wasn't there because she misremembered. That's ugly. Anyways, what do you got for me?
I'm here in the streets of Rolla, and I'm with Cletus and Clem. And I want to know what they think about the Green New Deal. What do you think about it, fellas?
Well, I like the idea myself. I heard all about it a little bit. Well, I just think green's good. You know, anything green is good.
Yeah, but, I don't know about that green stuff. They kind of might mess up your head sometimes.
Your pickup is green. What are you talking about?
Well, because I like my green pickup. That's what I'm talking about.
All right.
So you're okay with no cars, no pickup trucks, no planes, no fossil fuel, no jobs, tearing down every structure and rebuilding them. Then the elimination of all meat, including pork and prime rib.
Them boys were just crazy over this. I mean, and they took off in their car. I mean, the pickup truck, the green one, and they kept going around in circles. They didn't know which way to go. Yeah, I mean, think about that. No fossil fuel. We can't drive around. All the buildings torn down and rebuilt. They're still out there. Look at them. I think they come back after this. Listen to them. I didn't know people had that kind of emotion. Oh, this could prove Chuck Todd's thoughts that maybe some people around here have a lot more emotions. Well, once they figured out what the liberals were doing, of course they got emotional.
Sure.
I don't blame them. Do you blame them, Stan?
No, not really.
No. Call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest. All right, so we're back on the show. We got Cheryl Chumley coming on in about 3 or 4 minutes, which gives me a little time to cover the Jewish getting attacked thing. And the way I'm seeing this, and I am a student of the history of Jewish pogroms, Jewish getting pushed around, Jews getting put in ghettos, just the general Jewish hatred that went on before and after Christianity. It wasn't just after Christianity. It was before, but there was certainly more of it after Christianity, and that stuff is between the Christians and the Jews now is not as prevalent as it was once. In fact, like I say, the rabbi goes around and he is talking to churches. He's talking to evangelists. Maybe I'm talking
evangelicals.
Yeah, them too. And we're talking. The lights are flickering, and I'm wondering, God, am I okay here? Am I doing all right? It's a little scary.
Probably just one of those. I think that's the bulb that's doing it. It's probably just going
one
out.
bulb. I thought all of them were flickering.
I don't think so.
Yeah, well, I'm looking here. I don't know, maybe not. Yeah, anything to mess up the host.
Maybe you put out a lot of.
You guys are putting. I'm getting a little paranoid here. You guys are putting me to the test. 1 week the phones don't work, and next week I got this, I got that. Yeah. My limo shows up late, and I'm expected to do the job here. Man. My parking space is full. I have to park next to it. Oh, it's just a nightmare. Come on, you guys, get with the program. Now it's flickering. We're flickering in here. All right. Well, you know what we're going to do right now? I say we play Cheryl Chumley's song. What do you think about that?
I got it.
All right, hit it.
All right, let's do this.
KKID, Salem, Rolla.
I've paid my dues time after time. I've done my sentence, but committed no crime. And bad mistakes, I've made a few. I've had my share of bad kicks in my face, but I've come through. And I need to go on. We are the champions, my friends, and we'll keep on fighting
timing for you right there. Right at the end of the song, too. Ladies and gentlemen, Washington Times online editor, speaker, author, Novak journalism fellow, and the media goddess to the Dave Weinbaum Show, Cheryl Chumley. I hope they heard that one in Iran.
How's it going?
Oh, I don't know,
Happy
but
Friday.
You have to. Happy Friday, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and Cheryl. When I told Trump, I said, if you're going to do something, don't do it on Thursday nights. You got to do it Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, Sunday, Saturday, not Thursday. And what does he do? Anyways,
yeah.
So what do you think of that? I mean, I had the whole interview done before that. But good move, bad move, something that other presidents might have done. What do you think?
Well, I actually think Trump acted in America's best interest by unleashing this drone strike in Iraq's airport that killed the most evil guy second to the Ayatollah in Iran. And, Trump has been pretty patient over the months. Mm-hmm. Remember, Iran-backed interests attacked Saudi Arabia's oil tanker. Yep. There was an Iran attack that shot down a U.S. drone. And Trump's response has been, of course, to threaten, but also just to stand by sanctions. So now here we have a guy, General Soleimani, the leader of the Revolutionary Guard, now dead, who is basically vowing to attack U.S. citizens, U.S. interests, and so forth. And this in the face of an attack on our U.S. embassy in Iraq that our security forces believe was done by Iran-backed and funded interests. So what's America supposed to do? At what point do we strike militarily? If this was Barack Obama, we'd send in a strongly worded memo and we'd appeal to the United Nations for their own strongly worded memo to be sent. Well, this isn't Obama's administration.
Barack Obama killed or had bin Laden killed, Osama bin Laden. And I don't remember any Republicans getting upset with that at all. In fact, most of it was all praise, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. When it's a Democrat in charge, then the global forces are all on America's side. But a Republican who may or may not do the exact same thing a Democrat administration would do, it doesn't matter. No matter what Trump did or does, it's a losing battle because he's a Republican, because he's Trump. And, I'm actually writing a column right now for tomorrow's Washington Times paper reminding readers about al-Awlaki. Remember when Barack Obama killed this guy, this terrorist, by drone strike? No tears shed there, but he was an American citizen, and so was his 16-year-old son, who was killed by Obama-ordered drone strike 2 weeks later.
Hardly heard anything about it other than, he was an American citizen.
Yeah, well, where's the UN outrage over that? And now we're getting UN outrage, globalist outrage over Trump defending America.
Well, there you go. I mean, it just, the hypocrisy is hardly even worth mentioning, but you gotta remind people what the truth is. I gotta tell you about this. I did this in my opening. Somehow the Meet the Press. Do you know Chuck Todd personally?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, I got a bit from his show Sunday. And he's arguing about why do the flyover country people, why do they not understand what's going on? And they concluded with his other two, lookalikes or think-alikes that, the flyover people just are too emotional. They're just not able to figure out the facts of the situation. And he mentioned, they're not going to read the New York Times. And, there are people that they don't live in our areas, and there are people that live in Rolla, Missouri. Now, you know where I broadcast this show from, right?
No.
Now, what are the chances of this being picked out of any city in the world, Cheryl. And I know why. It's because I have Cheryl Chumley on this show. I have you on this show. There's no doubt in my mind.
What else could it be?
You know, if I'll tell you what, you may not know him, but he knows you. Okay, and you are you're in Virginia, right next to the Capitol, and I don't think you are making your decisions based on your emotional status, right? You're making them on facts.
Yeah, well, put it this way. I got a flyover mentality, okay? And I don't consider that just emotionally driven. I may be located right next to D.C., but I certainly don't live within the bubble. You know, I'm about, I would say, as blue-collar as they come, except I don't do hard labor for a living or anything. But, yeah, this is the problem with politics. And I have to say, it kind of infiltrates the Republican Party, too.
Oh, yeah.
Because there are plenty of Republicans who are snob elitists as well as Democrats, but the media in particular is awful about this.
Yeah.
They are just so condescending to the average Joe and Jane voters, the ones who actually drive this nation's economy and bring forth the exceptionalism that we're still known for around the world. So it's just East Coast, West Coast elitism.
Well, you got to love, speaking of, who's driving this country, you got to love Biden. He's telling the coal miners to get a real job. Yeah, I mean, there goes Pennsylvania and Virginia, maybe your own state. Hillary did the same thing. What about, are these guys, why do they keep doing things that make them lose?
Yeah, Joe Biden's comments about, learn the code, basically telling, in an area that's well populated by coal miners, telling them basically to give up their jobs.
Not only them as coal miners, their great-great-grandparents were coal miners, and then their great-grandparents, and on and on and on. This is family tradition. And he wants to say, dump on them all?
I guess what strikes me is that Joe Biden likes to position himself as, average Joe, as the friend of the blue collar, the have a beer with me and sit down and talk, just tough politics, Joe. And he's as elitist as anyone else in the D.C. bubble.
Oh, sure. Hey, can you explain Nancy Pelosi and what is her scheme? She's a smart person, right? Everyone says, wow, this is the smartest woman in our government. So she's withholding the impeachment articles, and I can't figure out what the strategy is here. What is it?
I think it's just a fundraise. I mean, at this point, I think it's just something that the Democrats are trying to use to rally the troops and cough up money to take out Donald Trump and come 2020. There's no logical reason for holding on to these articles of impeachment, especially when it was national security is in peril. We have to push through with the impeachment process before the end of the year. Well, they did that. The Democrats did that in the House, and now all of a sudden the national security peril has disappeared. I guess they're banking on the fact that Americans are stupid, that flyover country Americans don't read the New York Times, like you were saying, Chuck Todd, mentioned. But it's just not true. Even flyover country has the internet. Everybody knows what's going on Capitol Hill.
Yeah, we were just all like ignorant people out here, irredeemable. We were deplorable. We were stinky in Walmart, and all of a sudden we got the internet and we got a little smarter. Hey, give me a break.
Yeah.
Jeez,
we're not out.
There are Trump haters in the Senate, possibly Republicans, who want to vote in secret. They want a secret hidden vote in the Senate.
Okay, this thing really disturbs me, and it's not like it's a formal effort, right, being pushed by senators. But what I noticed in the last few weeks, is that there are curious headlines popping up where the media is asking the question, what about a secret vote in the Senate? Because Republican senators who may vote to convict for impeachment
Yeah.
are too intimidated by this president. So what about the possibility of a secret vote? And they're finding analysts, they're finding people on board with that idea to actually push it as something that could be done. They're bringing out the historians, they're bringing out the scholars, and think about what they're saying. To take a secret vote in the Senate, this thing needs to be squashed.
I don't think it's constitutional. I think Mitch McConnell will squash it, but still, even the thought of it goes to your point about Republicans being in the swamp, just like most of the Democrats. Not all Republicans. In fact, Josh Hawley has a bill to. He's got a bill that if Pelosi doesn't turn in the articles, there ought to be a dismissal, and because it affects it's anti-constitutional what she's doing.
It is. It's just I don't know. On a positive note, I guess that this could do well for Republicans and particularly for Trump's reelection, which, if you notice the headlines the last couple of days, he's raked in buku bucks.
Yeah, $46 million.
Yes.
Now that's the last quarter. Now Bernie raised $35.6 million. Right. And that's a lot too. And I'm wondering if that has to do with his coddling up to AOC.
Well, no doubt. I mean, no doubt. And, Bernie is one to watch. And even Trump, if you go back to, a couple years, he was saying that Bernie is somebody that would be difficult to campaign against because he is the speaker for free giveaways.
Yeah.
And that resonates with the low information voter. It resonates with the people in America who just don't want to work for a living.
And he would be an absolute disaster. There's no doubt in my mind. Absolute disaster. He still believes in socialism so much, but he can't cite where it's working. It's ridiculous.
And if you notice, he didn't want to be socialist when it came time to raking in the profits for his book.
There's a multi-millionaire. Socialism is for us, not for the people that are running the country. Right. You know that, Cheryl, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find you?
At the Washington Times or at CherylChumley.com. Thanks.
How about that podcast you're doing?
Yeah, this is new, brand new.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I'm on. Yeah, I have a podcast at the Washington Times and a newsletter that goes out too. So please go to my website and sign up for both if you're interested.
Cool.
Okay, that's CherylChumley.com. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, yep. Great. Hey, I don't know if I can say this. Lisa, don't listen. My wife told me to ravage her, so I cut up all her credit cards. Ladies and gentlemen, Cheryl Chumley, all the way from Virginia, making sense from the left coast. Thank you so much for being a star in the Dave Weinbaum Show. Once again, you are terrific.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Okay, kid, who's calling?
This is Adolf.
All right. So, Stan, you were on the phone there, and I know who it is. Hey there, welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show, Adolf. How you doing?
Happy
New Year. Hi, Happy New Year. What's going on?
Oh, it's a great New Year.
And by the way,
there's one question that nobody's asking.
What's that?
This silly general who's in charge of terrorists is basically what he is.
Yeah.
What was he doing in Baghdad?
Oh, no, I'm
Who
asking.
invited him over there?
I pointed it out early that he wasn't, he was in Baghdad, Iraq. I said it twice. Baghdad, Iraq. So, I mean, I was trying to emphasize the point. He wasn't in Iran. He was in Iraq. And he was leading that embassy deal, just like I believe he did. I think he was the guy that pulled off the Benghazi deal.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt.
Guy.
Yeah.
He tried again. He might have been one of them protesters back in '79 when they had the embassy in Iraq or in Iran.
I don't know if he's that old. He's like in his 50s or was in his 50s. So that'd be 40 years ago.
They start them out young out there.
How do you know? So,
I ran into a few of them.
Did you have a good New Year's?
We're having a great New Year.
Good, super. All right, and Joanne doing good?
Joanne's doing great.
Super. All right, my friend.
Yep.
Keep calling the show. I appreciate your calls. You know I do.
Yeah. You keep up the good work.
Well, I'm doing my best, man. Thanks for that. I do it because I get great callers like you. Believe me, I got some of the best callers anywhere. All right?
We'll probably see you later because I got to go to Rolla.
Okay, I'll be there today, I think. Yeah, I sure will. All right,
Okay.
thanks. All right, talk to you later. And by the way, I got your Christmas card. I saw it in the office. Thank you so much.
Oh, no problem.
Okay. All right, thank you, Adolph. That's
You bet. Later.
Adolph. Do I have a call or not?
Yeah, I can't hear him, though.
Oh, hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Arthur.
Arthur. Oh, okay.
Arthur, hey, how you doing,
Sorry,
buddy?
I couldn't
Can
hear
you
you.
hear me?
I couldn't hear you,
Your
Arthur.
friend
Sorry.
could not hear me.
Well, Stan couldn't hear you.
Can
I
you
can
hear
hear you.
me?
I can hear you. Yeah, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, yes.
Okay, well, what can I do for you, my friend?
Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you, too, and Kim.
I haven't talked to you since last year.
That's right, and that was last week. So, quit trying to fool around with me. I'm tired.
I'm gonna cut to the chase.
All right, do it.
You are absolutely right about that mealy mouth Chuck Todd on Meet the Press.
Yeah, how about that?
And I'm gonna tell you what. Let's go back. Let's go back 2 people ago before Chuck Todd took over that job on Meet the Press. You remember? There was a guy on there. I loved him. He was perfect. He was fair. Tim Russell. Remember Tim?
I remember Tim Russell. Yeah, I sure do.
And when Tim Russell passed away,
Yeah.
it's been a number of years ago now. When Tim Russell passed away, they hired another mealy mouth guy that much worse than
David Gregory?
His name was David Gregory.
I know.
Remember David Gregory?
Yep, I do remember him.
He was so terrible. And he did something. He brought a magazine clip onto the show on the Meet the Press.
Yeah.
He displayed it on the air, which is against the federal regulation.
Okay.
And a couple of months later, they fired him because he said something that was very, very untoward.
Yeah.
And this guy we got now, Chuck Todd, is worse than David Gregory ever have been, and they won't get rid of him. Now, here's the final words I want to say. If you notice, and listen to me, America, hear me, America, loud and clear. Chuck Todd is no cotton picking good. And I noticed
I agree with you.
get so mad. Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
side this year, I hear people talking about they want to throw things at your TV. Well, you better not be stupid and throw a frying pan or a plate or a dish or a bowl or a coffee cup at the TV, because then you're going to have to go out and buy another TV.
Okay.
Buy some great big little cotton balls and throw cotton balls at your TV.
I think Connor has some used TVs you can get. All right, listen, I got to go, my man. I'm going to do a thank you. Hi to Kim. Happy New Year.
On his show,
Yeah.
if it's a Democrat,
Yeah.
he always asks them leading questions. Now, you don't have to be graduated from law school to know what a leading question. You ask the person the question
Right.
that you want the outcome to be, so that they can answer that question.
We got horrible reception, and I got to go, my man.
According to what the answer that you're looking for. That's called a leading question. Please answer it this way. But when he asks another person a question,
I got to go.
We got to go, Art.
All right, thanks. You have a great weekend. Hi to Kim. Thanks. Bye-bye. It just keeps on. I don't know if you can hear me at the end. I don't either. They don't want to be rude or anything, but my God.
It was very hard to hear him.
Yeah, it was really hard to hear him.
It really was.
I don't know. I think it was his phone, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Okay.
Reception was
Anyways,
terrible.
we're going to take a break. I got to. We're going to. Yes, I don't need a funny thing right now.
Okay.
I have now. Well, but you have it ready, don't you?
Yeah, well, I have a break ready because you just said you wanted a break.
All right, let's get a break because I got to do something anyways. All right. Call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Every business needs just the right sign to get people into your business. Missouri Neon Outdoor is here to help. Missouri Neon Outdoor has been family-owned and serving the Ozarks for 80 years. Outdoor advertising remains one of the most cost-effective ways for businesses to build awareness and drive customers to their door. And they offer billboard coverage in over 25 counties in southwest Missouri. Missouri Neon Outdoor has an expert creative staff that can design a great look for you. Call today for available locations in your area. 1-800-788-1778.
Owning a business can be tough, and knowing what insurance you need can be confusing. Help is here with the Daniel & Henry Company. Daniel & Henry Company is an independent insurance broker providing a full range of risk management and insurance products and services for clients locally, nationally, and internationally. They find cost-effective solutions for your business and personal needs, from work comp, general liability, property and auto, and all points in between. Protecting your business is their business. Call Richard Boyette at the Daniel & Henry Company today, 314-444-5011.
Los Arcos Mexican Restaurant and Tequila Bar in Rolla offers authentic Mexican food at great prices. Open at 11 a.m. Stop by for lunch or dinner. Lunch specials every day. And don't forget about Margarita Monday. Whether you have a small group, a large party, or you want to carry out, Los Arcos can accommodate. Located at 1212 Highway 72 East in Rolla. Affordable food with margaritas that taste great every time. You know you're dining on the finest ingredients at Los Arcos. Call for reservations at 573-426-4388.
Thank you for visiting, Grandma.
Of course. Here you go. And don't tell your mother.
Oh, $1. Only like 4 more to go.
What do you mean?
McDonald's 2 for $5 is back.
Everyone's excited McDonald's 2 for $5 mix and match deal is back. Pick any 2 favorites from the Big Mac, filet of fish, quarter pounder with cheese, and 10-piece chicken McNuggets for just $5.
Help me count my change. Grandma's hungry.
Prices and participation may vary. Single item at regular price. Limited time only.
Automated Business Systems in Salem is your one-stop source for office supplies, computers, printers, and point-of-sale software and hardware for your business. And if you're wanting to build a computer specific to your needs, whether business or personal, ABS in Salem can do it. Computer repairs, virus removal. ABS is a full-service computer repair service. Bring it to them or they'll come to you. They are your brother authorized service center in the area. See them online at www.abssalem.com. or stop by their office at 902 East Scenic Rivers Boulevard in Salem.
It's the Chevy Employee Discount for everyone going on right now at Fairground Auto Plaza in Rolla. The price we pay is the price you pay. Not a cent more on all remaining 2019 Chevys. Right now, save up to $11,860 on the all-new 2019 Silverado Crew Cab LT All-Star Z71. Or choose 0% APR for 72 months on select 2019 Silverados. Come check out everything Fairground Auto Plaza has to offer. Visit Fairground Auto Plaza at 100 Fairgrounds Road in Rolla for full details. Chevy, find new roads.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
Jewish leaders need to develop chutzpah. They need to develop a set of onions. They've lost their understanding of what it is to be a Jew. If they're going to depend on the politicians, we know what's going to happen. Their people will continue to be under attack. Stop placating the politicians. Force them to do their job. Right now, this is an epidemic in our New Jersey, New York area. How can it get any worse than this? And it's getting worse every day. And all they do is, we're not going to tolerate this. You're not going to tolerate it. You're not only locking them up, but you're releasing them no bail back into the streets. Who did that? Cuomo, de Blasio, the Democrats in charge of the state legislature in Albany. This is a shanda. This is a pox on all of them because we all warned them this would happen, not just to Jews, but to Gentiles.
Yeah, I mean, Christians got to worry about this too.
Absolutely.
So, you got to...
you're either on God's side or you're on the other side.
Well,
period.
And if you're a Muslim, they're thinking, well, we have to go kill somebody if they won't do things. If you're on the jihad side. So I'm not sure that that's the proper case because they're I believe that, I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to be. I mean, Allah said that Israel was for the Jews. It's in the Quran.
Really?
So where do they come off thinking that you can? It's sort of kind of confuses those of us who believe that they want to kill Jews.
It's diametrically opposed
It's
to the Quran.
diametrically opposed to the Quran and Allah.
Yeah.
So this, but Christians and Jews, we have a lot more in common, and at least now, I mean, there was a certain point in time when Muslims and Jews got along pretty good.
Right.
So it's been going back and forth. What do you got for me, Stan? This calms me down.
I get married like some people fish.
Same one.
Catch and release.
Well, shoot. I don't know how that
Okay, we're
happened,
playing
but,
this for people with bad memories.
Yeah, that's right. That's me.
There you go.
Did you hear about the fight at the rooming house? That's right. It was a border war.
We're about to have a border war, and
forget about it.
In Iraq, and Iran. See, Iran, they be trying to take over the Middle East, and they're in Syria, they're in Iran, Iraq, they're in Bahrain, they're in Lebanon, they're in the Gaza Strip.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've infiltrated Egypt. They did it with the Muslim Brotherhood, infiltrated Libya. We forget about it. They're becoming the big guys on campus, and I think Trump gave them a message. They give them a message. Let's see what they do with it. We'll see how they react, because it's going to be. They know he's serious, and if I was a mullah living in Iran right now, I wouldn't be sleeping in the same place for a while. I'd be switching homes, and I bet you they are too. Is there any? Because they didn't see this coming. They thought, well, he's another president. He talks big. He's not going to do anything. I mean, the thing with Baghdadi was a clue, though.
Yeah.
But then again, Obama killed bin Laden, and then came to them with so much cash, they had to put it on pallets out there by the airport. I'm wondering, Stan. $150 billion to Iran. What was Obama's cut?
Oh, yeah. Well,
what
exactly.
was Biden's cut?
Pelosi's.
What was Hillary's cut? What was Pelosi's cut?
Right.
And here's why I think this impeachment thing is going on. And this impeachment thing, Al Green said it. He's a gift that keeps on giving, let me tell you.
He sure is.
The impeachment thing started before he was even elected. He said so.
Yep.
It wasn't right after he was elected, although that's when it actively got going. But they were planning on impeaching him. Why? Because this is all a huge cover-up.
Mm-hmm.
And all these guys are culpable.
Right.
How much did Mueller get paid off?
Exactly.
By hiding the sale of our what is it, plutonium? Is it plutonium
or uranium?
Something
Right.
uranium
Yeah.
to Russia, our arch enemies. How does that happen?
20%.
Didn't the Democrats tell us how evil the Russians were? And then we're not supposed to look at it, right?
Right.
And how about the people that worked in the Ukraine, like Hunter Biden?
Right.
I
want some indictments.
Well,
and
I think we're going to get some.
Talk is just a bunch of
BS. I know. I think we're going to get some. Patience, my son, patience. Yeah. But you got to watch it because they're playing games, and Democrats. It's evil, and we're going to do the Nancy Pelosi thing later. But maybe with DeAnna, what do you think? Should we do it with DeAnna? I'll just do it anyways. Not right this second. Though. We'll wait for Elad because he's usually on time.
Yes, he is.
You know why? Because his wife is there saying, "Don't be late. Don't be late." That would be very, very disturbing to Dave, and we don't want to disturb him because I have to hear about it later. That's what will happen,
She's probably snuggling up to him and saying, "It's your turn, honey."
He's a real tall guy, too.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, what happened? I don't know
what
if he's
a
Jewish.
great-looking family.
I mean,
yeah,
really cute. I was looking at their
Yeah.
picture out there in the Grand Canyon.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they're really cute.
They are.
And very, very good people. And very smart.
Yep.
You know? All right, why don't we hit his song then? Our timing is getting too good here. I mean, it's amazing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, powerhouse South Florida lawyer, pundit for Epic News, Daily Caller, The Federalist, and others, an expert on law and politics, and the Perry Mason to the Dave Weinbaum Show, all the way from Boca Raton, Elad Hakim. Okay. That's pretty good, but I think Dr. Amy's going to do better in about an hour.
That's a great start for a new year. You see that?
I know, isn't it? I agree. You know what I did on New Year's Day?
What?
I played in a golf tournament on New Year's Day. I'm 71 years old, and we went to the country club there and celebrated New Year's. And they said, we got a tournament tomorrow. Why don't you show up? I said, well, I don't have a team. He says, well, most guys have a team, but don't worry about it. We'll fix you up. So I get there, and I'm looking for guys. They're putting me on teams, taking me off as people show up. And finally, I end up, I'm 71 years old. I'm pretty sure the guys that they picked for me were like 75. And there's no advantage given for senior citizens. I mean, we're playing with ex-professional golfers out there, all right? But they had flights. Now, we had a great time, all right? We had an amazingly good time, and we shot 2 under. They made the course all par 3s, so it was kind of interesting so we could get through quick, and the weather was great. And so we were 2 under. We won our flight.
Wow.
And it was really cool. You know, I'm 71 now. Last year I won 2 tournaments with teams. And this year, the first day of the year, what do? Win a tournament. All right?
That's what was the prize?
$40 each.
All right.
All right, better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick.
Absolutely. I didn't know you golfed.
My wife is here. She'll want the money. Yeah, do you golf?
No, I never got into golfing, but it's I know a lot of people love it. So
yeah,
kudos to you. That's great. Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. So what do you think about what happened last night? I cannot avoid that while I get into the regular stuff we want to talk about. What is your thoughts on what Trump did, and was it legal for the president to do it without consulting Congress? See, we can get the law in there.
Yeah, I think it was legal. Congress did the same thing, if you remember, not too long ago when Baghdadi and the whole. Right. I mean, it's not a declaration of war. He doesn't need their authorization for it, and it was quick. It was in and out like the last time. It was a precision strike, and I thought that he gave ample warning to Iran and the various factions that Iran controls. I thought he was more than patient. Based on everything
he passed up a lot of other opportunities that Iran gave him, and they gave him many. You know, Israel's had been bombing the hell out of them because they're supplying bombs to Hezbollah in Lebanon and down there in Gaza, and they're shooting these rockets into Israel. So
it's just so troubling that the Democrats in Congress are now politicizing this, and it was, in essence, it was a defensive measure.
Yeah.
Because this guy apparently was orchestrating, not only, like you said, orchestrated previous attacks, but was in the process of orchestrating an imminent attack. And it's just so troubling, I'll tell you, that that the Democrats can now point the finger and blame Trump again and make certain accusations when, in essence, he did the world a favor. As is indicated, you see the people in the streets of Iraq celebrating.
They're celebrating.
And
they had a parade in Iran where I'm sure this was government, but the Iranians do not like their government because they've been out protesting against against the mullahs.
And Trump didn't really have a choice. I mean, I don't think anyone was expecting a response of this magnitude, but he didn't have a choice because at some point you need to save face and you need to maintain credibility and deterrence, and that's what he did here. And now it's up to Iran, but Iran now knows that if it responds, which it claims it's going to, the U.S. isn't going to sit idly back. The U.S. is going to respond in kind, and not only that, you've got Israel in the background. You know that Israel was involved in this somehow. I thought it was a necessary and good strategic strike, and the world is rid of a terrorist mastermind.
Do you consider Donald Trump to be the first Jewish president?
I think that he is one of the strongest presidents for the Jews.
One of? Who was better?
Huh?
Who was better?
I don't know. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think whether or not I consider him a Jewish president, I don't know. I don't know if I'm the one to ask that.
Well, your buddy Mark Levin said it. He says, you know what? You're a Jewish president. Mark Levin said that to him, just like that.
Yeah, Mark Levin. Okay, I'll leave it for Mark Levin to say that. He is definitely the best president that the Jews have had.
Oh, my God.
And that Israel has had. So whether or not he's Jewish, I don't know.
Now let me ask you this: the Jews are getting beat up, they're getting sliced up, knifed all over New York City Metro, and what do you advise that the Jews to do? Because it doesn't seem like they're getting any help out of the New York City or state government.
Well, they just have to be vigilant, and they have to be less naive. Sadly, we know that many Jews tend to be, Democrat and liberal, and I think they're noticing now that you just can't live in a vacuum. You can't be so naive. Being Jewish means unfortunately having a target on your back, and I think they're noticing that some of the things that they promote, and that they're advocating for aren't exactly in line with the way the real world is. The real world is Jews are being killed and slaughtered for no reason other than being Jewish. So
what's your solution? I want a solution here, Counselor. What do we do? Do we arm? Do we have armed security in our synagogues?
Well, I think that if you are a leader of a synagogue and you don't have security, I think you're crazy.
There you go.
I'm sorry to say. In this day and age, if you don't have security based on what's happened, every shul that we go to has security. And I'm not talking just a regular guard that stands there with mace. I mean fully armed guards, many of whom have bulletproof vests, the whole to-do. Because that's just the world we live in. So, and Jews have to be careful. They have to walk around with an eye open, when they go shopping at kosher markets. They just have to be careful and
especially
keep
the
an eye
ones
open.
that wear the yarmulkes and have the rest of the paraphernalia that goes with being a Orthodox Jew, because they're visible.
Yeah, I don't think you're ever going to convince Orthodox Jews to hide their identity,
Right.
and nor do I think they should.
Well, I know some that do. And
I don't know any really. I mean, to them, it's part of who they are. It's part of their Jewish identity. And
well, if you walk down the street and you're pretty sure, like 90 to 100% of the time, you're going to get the hell beat out of you, or worse, maybe you wear a baseball cap instead of a yarmulke.
Okay, but they still have their, tzitzit, and
right.
They still.
Well,
they still have. Some of them have their long beards.
Right.
What are they going to do?
What are they going to do? How about packing a gun?
That's,
where does it say that you can't? That's what I was trying to get at. Should Jews be packing guns?
Well, they're free to.
Well, I know that.
They're free to.
Well, do you advise that? I mean,
sadly, ironically, look what's happening in New York, and New York is the one that's in the middle of this Supreme Court battle now about their crazy gun laws, right? It didn't really happen in the city, but it's ironic how
they're beginning to confiscate guns, especially in Virginia. That's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, they should be. They should be arming themselves, and but we'll see what happens. Listen, it's sad that the Democrats are so. Well, not all of them, but many of them are so kind of anti-Second Amendment and limiting the Second Amendment, and now they're almost going to be forced to advocate for it because they need to protect themselves.
By the way, Elad, do you ever listen to Meet the Press?
Oh, I haven't listened to that in a long time.
Well, you know who Chuck Todd is, right?
Sure.
So I'm getting sales from my director of operations on Sunday, and she says, by the way, I just listened to Meet the Press, and I think you ought to listen to it. So I did. In one part of it, he says, he's got two guys up there talking about how basically deplorable and stupid and smelly we are in the Midwest, and that we really don't understand what's going on. We don't understand the facts, you see, so we are emotional. We are emotionally tied to Donald Trump. And I'm listening to this garbage, and he talks about, they just don't identify with the New York Times. These are people that live in, Rolla, Missouri. Think about this. Rolla, Missouri, that's where I'm from. That's where I live. And I think out of all the towns he could have picked, I just, I think he knows about this show, and I think it's probably your fault.
Yeah, probably.
It most likely is. I'm pretty used to getting blamed around here.
Yeah, but we love you, though.
I'm kind of oblivious. I'm oblivious already to it.
Oh, that's funny.
But you should have him on.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
You should have him on your show.
I'll invite him on. Sure. He can debate me. It's fine. I mean, what are these guys? They don't see the fact that Comey has basically confessed to felonies. Now McCabe has confessed to felonies. They don't see that? They don't have those facts available?
They don't care.
Ooh.
They don't care. There's one thing that pushes them, and that's hatred for Trump. Period. They don't care about anything else.
So who's using the emotions here and not facts? They're projecting.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think that's been clear from the beginning. The between the fake news and the different Democrats, there's one side that uses emotion and there's one side that uses facts, and it's pretty clear which side that is. Yeah. So it's listen, what can I tell you? It's been 3 years plus, 3 years of hatred towards the president.
Yeah.
That's what's been motivating them, and that's what's going to continue to motivate them. And if Trump wins again, I don't know what they're going to do.
Your heads are going to explode.
Well, I don't know either. And it's not good, and he better make sure he's got a pretty good Secret Service protecting him. That's all I got to say. Hey, by the way, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find you?
They can find me on Facebook at Thoughtfully Conservative and on Twitter at Thoughtful GOP.
Did you hear?
And obviously, Elad Hakim PA if they have any questions.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your great focus there.
No, go ahead.
Did you hear about the protests in Hong Kong?
No, what is it?
It was a Mongolian beef. Ladies and gentlemen, Elad Hakim, whose better half will be on in about 45 minutes. Make sure she knows. I don't have to bother her. I knew I didn't have to bother you if I get the phone number right, which I don't always do. I triple-checked it, this time.
Yes, you did. I mean, what, you think I'm her agent now, that you just reach out to me and expect her to know?
She has always been perfect. You can't figure out the phone sometime because, I don't know, you're just a little screwier. Okay, she's a perfectionist. I know the smart one is in the family. I mean, you're pretty smart. And also who toes the line there? It's not her.
Oh,
it's you,
there's no doubt about
it's
it.
You.
I would never admit to that.
Thanks, Elad. Shabbat shalom,
Thank
my
you,
friend.
guys. Have a great weekend. Shabbat shalom.
You too. Bye-bye. All right, he's always a blast.
He's
all
fun.
right, what do you got for me, Stan?
Why settle for the forecast when you can control it? Hartley's Climate Control is your locally owned heating, air conditioning, plus so much more company. Hartley's offers residential and commercial sales, service, and installation in the areas of heating and cooling, hearth and home, handyman services, and more to the Rolla, St. James, and surrounding areas. Call 573-368-3163 or visit them online at www.hartleyscc.com. Hartley's Climate Control, community-born, community-raised, community serving.
Reality check number 14. Getting a house loan shouldn't take longer than building your house. At Town & Country Bank, we have a solution for that. We know you're anxious to start building your dream home, so we make loans quick and easy. We don't have to send off to some big city for a decision. Your decision is made here, and your loan stays here. Town & Country Bank. Smart, friendly solutions. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Does your trip to the dentist office sound like this? If so, it's time to come see the friendly staff at Forum Dental, where they make dentistry simple and fun. Forum Dental is committed to patient satisfaction and high-quality dental care. So come to Forum Dental, where they do it all, from teeth cleaning and whitening to bridges and crowns and so much more. At Forum Dental, they make every dental experience a pleasant one. Forum Dental, working together to be better. Visit our website at forumdental.com.
Need to create a unique gift for your sweetheart? Want a gun, watch engraved? Need a trophy gift or award? Go no further than Kent Jewelry, 907 North Pine Street, downtown Rolla. Call 573-364-1030 and take your bag of jewels to Kent and ask to have your jewelry inspected and cleaned for free. Kent is my jeweler. Make him yours. 907 North Pine Street, downtown Rolla, 364-1030.
Automated Business Systems in Salem is your one-stop source for office supplies, computers, printers, and point-of-sale software and hardware for your business. And if you're wanting to build a computer specific to your needs, whether business or personal, ABS in Salem can do it. Computer repairs, virus removal. ABS is a full-service computer repair service. Bring it to them or they'll come to you. They are your brother authorized service center in the area. See them online at www.abssalem.com or stop by their office at 902 East Scenic Rivers Boulevard in Salem. Stop looking for the best steak in Rolla and head over to Sydney's at 707 North Pine in downtown Rolla. Rolla's favorite time of the month, prime rib weekend. All their steaks are aged 30 days and hand-cut to perfection. Get a 16-ounce prime rib with Sydney's signature spice blend and two sides only $14.99. And choose Sydney's with over 100 different whiskeys, scotch, and bourbons and over a dozen draft beers to complement the best steak around. Sydney's, 707 North Pine, downtown Rolla. Lunch specials on their Facebook page. Open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 1:30 a.m. daily.
Follow me at daveweinbaum.net, at the Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
Tyrus, support me on this. This says that education is a waste. Like, I spent 16 years in school, and what did I learn? Nothing. And this kid is a millionaire at age 8.
Speaking of waste, after reading this story, I have been never more disappointed in my children than I have been in my life. I got 4.
4, yes.
And neither one of them got a YouTube channel bringing nothing in. So you 4 need to get it together. One kid brought him 20. Just, you know what? Get $100 each. Help daddy out with child support. Do lazy ass. Why I gotta have a lazy kid? Get it together.
I like that. Getting your child to help pay child support.
I'm just saying, like, take some stress off Daddy. Maybe he doesn't have to fly so much. All you got to do is open a damn toy I bought you, and someone will give us some money. Get it together. Like, I'm tired. I gotta just keep it real. All 4 of you should be ashamed of yourself. And I know 3 of you are 8. 2011 was a hell of a year. And 1 of you's 5. Get it together.
There's still time.
Daddy loves you.
Daddy loves him. He's got 3 kids that are 8. He says, 2011 was a great year.
I guess.
I mean, the Great Gutfeld show is pretty darn funny.
Yeah.
So what do you got for me, Stan?
This is Nancy Pelosi.
You demonize, and then we call it the wrap-up smear. If you want to talk politics, you call it the wrap-up smear. You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it. And then you write it, and they'll say, see, it's reported in the press that this, and this. So they have that validation that the press reported the smear, and then it's called the wrap-up smear. Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report on the smear that we made. And it's a tactic.
This is Nancy Pelosi.
Okay, to go along with that, we got the lights flickering in here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like in Frankenstein, when the lightning's coming down and you're seeing lights flashing. I can't believe it. Man. Steve, great special effects.
Maybe the dog.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe the dog chewed the cords. You
think? Sure.
We will do what has never been done: scan the household pet's mind to translate his thoughts into words. Now, the subject today will be my own dog, Max. Max, speak.
Woof, woof, woof. Hi, I'm Max. It's me, Max. I like Park and Leash, and I like Trump. He's my man. Donald Trump is our president. He carried the Electoral College fair and square.
This can't be right. Did you know your dog likes Trump?
He doesn't.
I absolutely do. I know Trump has issues, but one big change is better than business as usual. The Dow was up 2,700 points since he was elected. What's not to like?
I'm sorry, but you're just a dog. You don't know what you're talking about.
Excuse me, Helen, but yes, I do. Stinking helmet. Can't believe you put this on me.
I can't believe you're saying this. You're supposed to be my best friend.
And as your friend, I don't want to see your tax dollars going to health care for illegals.
Explode. What about his record on women's rights? Don't you want me to have a choice over my own body?
You didn't afford me a choice when you cut off my balls.
That never gets old, does it, Stan?
No, it doesn't.
None of you still like that?
Yeah, it's good.
There's a thing there. It's called a microphone.
Do I have the right spot?
It's a radio kind of thing.
Am I in the right spot now?
Microphone.
Yeah. So when you speak and you're 10 feet behind it, you remind me of my last radio station. I get little flashes of nightmares here.
Hey, I'm awake.
Pull up to the mic so people can hear you.
I'm awake.
I was thinking about what I used to say.
I think they can hear you when the mic is off.
What are you trying to say? I got a big mouth?
You project. You project
I
very
project?
well.
Okay, well,
you project well. So.
I didn't know I did that, Hey, before I got this gig, and it's been 12 years, and I love doing the show, okay? I hear people whining on Saturday Night Live. Remember I talked to Mitch about that? They got like 30, 40 writers.
Yeah.
And they do a weekly show.
And you've got one.
And I got one show. How many writers I got, Stan?
One.
Who is it?
It's you.
It's me. Okay, so, all right, so I have to coordinate all the bits and find the bits, and I've got to write my monologue and everything I want to talk about, which I have to prioritize to what I think is the most important things people would be interested in, or I think maybe ought to be interested in, although I don't try to push myself too much over what people are actually interested in. I just try to make it interesting if it's not, to me, interesting. Now, do you want to repeat that, Stan? Right away, verbatim. No, you can't.
Yeah, I can. Well,
you get my point. I was actually mixing myself up there for a while.
Right.
Anyways, I got to thank some people. I want to say one more thing about the Jewish thing, and it's not just for Jews. It's for everybody that has to face a bully. Bullies take marching orders from the silence of their victims. Okay, that's very important to remember. That bullies get their attack mode fed off of you being scared or them knowing you're scared.
Right.
When you stand up to them, oftentimes what you see is a reaction. You look straight in their eyes, and you see all of a sudden they back off a little bit. It confuses them.
Right.
They don't understand it because just like Iran, they expect you to do what they want you to do.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me, they are shocked. Now, whether they pull it together and do some kind of an effective attack, I don't know what they got. I don't think they got much. I think they talk a lot.
Right.
But personally, I don't think they have the international power to do anything. And this is a big concept to the Russians and to the Chinese and North Korea. North Korea, they're starting to threaten us. What do you think? Do you think they're not concerned about what's going to happen? Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, JL.
Dale?
Calling JL.
Oh, JL. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
how are you,
Dave.
my man?
Hey, Jim.
Did you call last week and I had to kick you off or something?
No, you didn't make me mad. I had things to do. I told you to have a good weekend. Remember when I got off the line? I know you're busy too.
What do you have to do better than this show? I want to hear it. Come on.
Dave,
Laundry.
I'm going to tell you what, buddy. I listen to your show every week without fail. 9 o'clock to noon. Sometimes I am busy. Friday's a busy day for me. But anyway, did you hear about the sheriff? I think it was in Arizona.
No, it was in
Texas.
Texas.
Go to jail.
Which one? No, which one?
It's the one that's going to go to jail over the Second Amendment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I heard about. I thought it was Virginia, but they have these laws all over the place.
I think you're right, Dave. I think you're. Yeah, they're all over. You are correct. Yeah, I think it is Virginia, but it was real. Of course, it was on Fox this morning.
Okay, so I saw it. I saw it. Sure. So
yeah, I thought that was
why would he have to go to jail?
Because he's not going to enforce that funky law they put in there to take guns away from people and stuff.
Listen to this, America. They're starting to confiscate guns, and I believe it's in 11 states, and we're talking right now about the state of Virginia.
Yes.
And the sheriffs and the police in a lot of these states will not enforce that law, so they're the ones that are getting put in jail.
Yes.
This already started, ladies and gentlemen. You're thinking, they'll never do that. Well, they're starting, okay? They're coming to your doors and they want your guns.
Isn't this crazy? This is America. How can this... And he said, the sheriff said, this is illegal.
It's unconstitutional is what he said exactly. Unconstitutional. Yes. He's absolutely correct.
It's amazing. I'll tell you what, I don't know what's happening. And, thank God.
The world is turning upside down. I mean, it's just like, we have a constitution and we don't care. This is a law. Well, but it's unconstitutional, and that's the top law of the land, isn't it?
Exactly.
There you go.
It is. It is. But anyway, well, I don't want to take a lot of your time. I have a little one for you here. Did you know that politicians and diapers have one thing in common? They should both be changed regularly and for the same reason.
Full of crap.
Have a good weekend, you guys.
Crap, including you, by the way. All right, so we got coming up in about a minute, I'd say. We've got Dr. Amy, so and that's always fun. And let's see if she can get a better amount of applause than her husband did.
Yeah, I saved a little bit.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you did too.
I did,
but don't tell her that.
Just a little down,
because she loves when she's on top.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
She's good.
Oh,
but boy, so is.
And we got Lizzie, who's on a damn cruise, And I'm getting messages late at night tonight while I'm trying to prep the show. She was like scared because they weren't leaving the dock in Mexico, and she didn't. They weren't communicating anything. There's 7,000 people on this ship. I don't know if she's with somebody or not, but she's sending me a message. Pray for me, and get on Twitter and pray for me because I don't have Wi-Fi. Okay, so I did that. I sent a couple messages out, and I think everything's okay now. She said it was this morning. So, anyways, why don't you go ahead and hit the song, please? Thank you.
Busted flat in Baton Rouge, waiting for a train. I was feeling near as faded as my jeans.
Oh, wait a minute. This is not Dr. Amy. This is DeAnna. I know. Well, I got mixed up, Stan. There you go. There you go. Yes, I'm trying to make you feel better. I made a mistake. How's that?
All right.
I made a mistake.
That's all right.
So now do you feel better?
Yeah, well, I just
Because
feel
I did that on purpose.
we're all human.
Oh, no, I'm not human.
I'm turning your mic off.
Cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
One thing's our timing has been immaculate today. Okay, it's been really good. Ladies and gentlemen, this woman is passionate about making California great again so we can start making or continue making America great again. She's a star of TV, radio, and blogs. She is running against the wicked witch of the left, Nancy Pelosi. Boo. Please welcome DeAnna Lorraine. You hear that up in San Francisco? Would you guys do this country a big favor and get rid of Nancy? We're begging you. Now, hi, how are you? Yeah, I know it's time, and you got you have a great person here who will do the job, and she'll fix up your city. She'll have great cooperation with the president, even though she won't get much from her governor. And that's what I was going to ask you about. Gavin Newsom. DeAnna, recall receipts are being held hostage by county officials, according to your friend Aaron Cruz. What's going on there?
Oh, you know what? It's disgusting. I mean, they're trying to, as they always do, they're trying to cheat their way into or out of something. Gavin Newsom has hundreds of thousands of petitions against him to recall him in California. I mean, patriots in California are going crazy. They want him to be recalled. But, of course, they won't. They're cheating their way around it, and they're trying to hold these signatures. It's disgusting.
So you, basically, there is no law in California. It's lawless, and it's being run by a bunch of people. How are they going to report the votes?
Right.
If they won't do that, it's a legal process, and they ought to be doing it, right? The law says you can recall the government.
Right. But they're refusing to turn over these signatures.
So when you get a vote, they could refuse to turn your votes over. You better get some good people around you that know how to do this. I've got a buddy who's in Illinois, and his son is Rodney Davis, a congressman, and he sent lawyers to all these voting booths and found the cheating that went on in southern Illinois. And now he's been, I think it's like a three-termer already in Congress as a Republican. And, you got to find somebody to help you with that. Okay? I think we'll send Stan out. We'll send Stan out, okay?
That's
yeah,
right.
let's get Stan out.
Yeah.
Oh, you wouldn't want that. I'd be flirting with you or something. You know?
Oh, God. Let's not go there.
We want
Anyway.
cheating. No cheating.
Hey,
They don't want to answer. They don't want to follow the law here in California, and again that they just want to cheat their way around everything. I mean, these are hundreds of thousands of hardworking people in California that are tired of Gavin Newsom, that has taken the time to sign these petitions, and now county officials are refusing to turn them over. It's just disgusting. They always find a way to cheat.
Yeah. Well, okay. It's going to be tough to win there if you can't make sure the vote is real. How do you feel about the confiscation of laws of guns via laws now in 11 states? Have they done this in California yet?
No, they have not yet. Thank God.
They're doing this, and in one state in particular, Virginia, they had a guy on, a sheriff on, who is going to jail because he will not enforce the law because it's unconstitutional. But this is coming. Apparently.
How is this even coming? I don't understand
They
that.
passed a state law that's unconstitutional, and they're sending people out to confiscate the guns, and the sheriffs are refusing in a lot of places, and they're sending the sheriffs to jail. How can it happen? I don't know. I mean, it's outrageous, but they did it.
Here's what they do. If they can't get the public to do something on their own will, then they force it and shove it in your face with constant crises, constant shootings, and then they immediately, whenever there's a mass tragic shooting, they blame it on guns, they blame it on the NRA, they say, oh, we need more gun control. Well, the American public still hasn't gone for that yet. We haven't been fooled and hoodwinked yet. So what do? They force it. They force it, and they force us to do this with this buyback. It's absolutely disgusting and unconstitutional, and it's scary. We're living in this Orwellian world now with the left that they will do everything that they please, and we don't even have a vote anymore, it seems like these days. And this, they always say that, oh, nobody wants to take your guns. But yes,
they're doing it. Now they're doing it. They're actually doing it. And I think, you know what, I think we're headed for another revolution. I hate to say that. But what is the solution to it if they're just going to break the Constitution and break the laws?
Exactly.
Who are they to do that?
Now, what would happen? What would happen if they come over to your house, you or Stan's house?
I wouldn't give up. I wouldn't give up my gun. I don't. Well, Stan,
would you go to jail for it?
Well, I'd probably have a problem with it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't. So I have a problem with it. I'm not going to give it up. So I imagine, especially people out here, think the same way, and I think people in the big cities too. It's getting very tough in the big cities.
Constitutional.
Yeah,
absolutely. You can't just, the Constitution is here for a reason, and they're chipping away at it, and then using backdoor methods to get what they want, regardless, and it's disgusting.
So Democrats, including Pelosi and Ilhan Omar, first called the Iran attacks on our embassy in Iraq Trump's Benghazi. Well, now they're screaming after he took 13 minutes to react, and Obama took 13 hours to react to Benghazi. Now they're screaming at Trump because he took out the biggest killer of our troops, the biggest terrorist possibly in the world after Baghdadi. And so what are your thoughts on this?
Oh, I mean, first of all, one of the most egregious things is calling it Trump's Benghazi. This is very different. There's two different responses that happened here. And one, they didn't do anything. Hillary Clinton, Secretary of State at the time, did nothing.
Right.
Okay? They called, they begged, she went back to sleep, she didn't do anything, and then in the morning when all these American lives were lost, she manufactured this lie, that this murder was caused by a YouTube video, and the whole thing was just this sham, and it killed American lives. Then U.S. Embassy gets attacked here. Trump gets notified. He immediately takes, not here, but in Iraq, Trump gets notified. He immediately takes action and sends American forces to protect and secure our compound. Right. Countless lives are saved. This is the difference between true leadership and ineffective, terrible leadership.
Well,
And
it
this
sure,
is why
it sure had
Trump-
to it sure had to wake their sorry arses up in Iran, and I'm willing to bet that their leadership ain't sleeping in the same place. They're moving around. What do you say about people like John Kerry, who was negotiating with Iran during Trump's administration and telling him to wait out his term, and maybe we'll get rid of him through impeachment so they could go back to the deal?
Yeah, I mean, this is egregious on all counts. You know, they're the ones that are criminals, but again, they always try to pin the blame on Trump. They always try to hide from their crimes. Again, this situation is not the same as Benghazi. We can never recover the lives of Benghazi. President Trump took different, better actions. A tragedy was prevented, and countless lives were saved.
Yeah.
Now, and the other egregious thing about all this is that they're almost like Rachel Maddow and these people, these talking heads on the news. They're almost lamenting the death of Soleiman. Saying that Trump is now a killer and he's a bad person for killing these people, for killing this person. But he was a mass murderer.
Yeah.
You know, and apparently he killed 603 American service members. He killed or hurt thousands more with IEDs, etc.
And that didn't come from
guy was a serial killer.
That didn't come from you. That came from the Iranians. They're very pleased with themselves.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, obviously this guy was a terrorist, and the president has a right to act. I mean, I don't remember everybody whining about when Obama took out bin Laden. Did you?
Of course not.
Oh, well.
No, this is what they do. Anything that Trump could do, that's why people say Trump could cure cancer, and they still would complain about it. You know, and I really hope that people are waking up to this, just how fake the news really is, and how slanted, how biased they really are. They're liars, and anything Trump will do, they
actually, if you listen to them close enough, they seem to project exactly what they're doing to Donald Trump. You know, the quid pro quo of Joe Biden, which is an obvious quid pro quo. Either you fire the prosecutor in 6 hours, I'm looking at my watch, or you're not going to get the $1 billion that the Congress promised you. I mean, okay, he had no quid pro quo, and they're claiming somehow this is not quid pro quo, that it's not bribery. I mean, give me a break. You know, it's really, it gets sickening after a while, like your point, but you got to keep fighting. America is worth the fight. It really is. Hey, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find and contribute?
Please contribute. We got lots of fundraising to do still, and we're going to do some really cool things in San Francisco to help clean up the district in January and February. So go to DeAnnaForCongress.com. That's DeAnna for Congress. That's FOR Congress.com. Please make a donation, participate, and help out. We need to fight, and we need to win this primary on March 3rd. If we win the primary, I go face off with Nancy in the general election in November.
Woo-hoo.
If I don't, yes, it'll be fun. So, you know, but the biggest thing is we got to get this traitor out of office. She's too locked in there. We need to get true patriots into office.
Yeah, absolutely. We just played her piece again on the show, and I put a little Frankenstein music to it. You know, young Frankenstein, when Frau Brooker she says her name and the horses scream and the lightning goes off.
So, the lights in the studio were even blinking.
Hey, yes, they were at the same time. Hey, DeAnna, I want you to know this. Those who go without pot roast have a lot to stew about. Ladies and gentlemen, DeAnna, Lorraine, thank you so much.
Thank you, DeAnna.
Listen, you take care of yourself and keep fighting, all right?
Thank you so much, you guys.
Fighting the good fight right there. Thank you so much.
Fight the good fight.
Fight the good fight, DeAnna. All right, take care. See ya. Okay, another great warrior. She's a great warrior. She's trying. She's a nice person. I hope I hope she can get people around her that are sophisticated enough, and I'm not saying she's not sophisticated, but they will rob her every which way from Sunday. There's no doubt in my mind they're going to cheat like crazy, and that's what they do. They're Democrats. Maybe there's Republicans that do it too. I don't see it. But what do you got?
Well, speaking of Eddie Murphy earlier.
I am for open immigration, but that sign we have in the front of the Statue of Liberty, give us your tired, your poor, your huddled masses. Can't we just say, hey, the door's open, we'll take whoever you got? Do we have to specify the wretched refuse? I mean, why don't we just say, give us the unhappy, the sad, the slow, the ugly, people that can't drive, if they have trouble merging, if they can't stay in their lane, if they don't signal, can't parallel park, if they're sneezing, if they're stuffed up, if they're clogs, if they have bad penmanship, don't return calls, if they have dandruff, food between their teeth, if they have bad credit, if they have no credit, Mr. Spot Shaving. In other words, any dysfunctional, defective slob that you can somehow cattle prod onto a wagon, send them over. We want it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I feel like, sometimes I forget to do this, and it's very important to do it, because I want to give credit to the people who push the show.
Yeah.
All right, and so let's start with Gary out there in Texas. He's the best. Pia, the alien from Mumbai, India.
Yep.
I told her I was going to be talking about it. It's amazing. They all over the world. Shayna and Moshe Pikor, who's my cousin, by the way, from Israel. Eve. Now, here's one that's interesting, and maybe I should forget about this, but Angel Gotti. You know what that is?
Yeah, the other one's at Wrigley Field under the...
I think it's his daughter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She started following me, and I follow her and all that stuff.
Cool.
So, maybe I should forget about it, but I'm not going to.
Nah.
Juhadi, Steve, Jackie, Killebrew, Caddy, Walkaway Lib, Missy, Nana, Irish Eileen from Chicago, Elena, Tommy John, I guess he's the underwear guy, isn't he? Norm, Neil, Ed's Girl, Paige, Sadie, Denise, Bill, David, Mel, Hort, I don't know what the hell that is, but it's what they say. Will, Neil, Bama Perry, Bama Girl, Richard, Lorana, and by the way, Bama Girl, Flynn's lawyer is going to be on right after the next commercial. Richard, she was very concerned about me talking about Flynn. Lorana, a right-wing Jewess. Frederick, Kat, Joe, Mindy, Stoney, Chris, Ken, Tommy, Karen, William, Jocks, Ricky, Kurt, Bentley, named after a car, I guess, Cody, Bob, Dan, Lisa, Randy, Keith, Rich, Jason, Wills, Judy, Rick, and Penny, who might want to be called 50 Cent.
50 Cent.
You know what I'm going to say?
That's right.
All right, let's take a break. Call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
The Akar Real Estate sign in the yard is your first step to sold. Whether buying or selling, put the best team of realtors to work for you. Akar Real Estate is the top-selling real estate agency in 4 counties. They work diligently to make your real estate transactions happen. Independently owned and operated for over 12 years by Delek Akar, broker-owner. When you want results that move you, call the professionals at Akar Real Estate at 368-SELL. That's Akar Real Estate at 368-7355.
Sales results obtained from Maris Incorporated.
If you're in the food business and your walk-in cooler quits, do you think you can call just any heating and refrigeration guy to fix it? Think again. Time is money, and you don't want to have to wait while an air conditioner repairman tries to figure out what's wrong. At Cox Brothers, food equipment repair is who we are. We have the specialized training and know-how to protect your expensive and fragile inventory while we repair your broken equipment. When you need food service repairs, go right to the experts. Cox Brothers Food Equipment Repair in St. James. We'll keep the hot side hot and the cold side cold.
KKID, Salem, Rolla.
Owning a business can be tough, and knowing what insurance you need can be confusing. Help is here with the Daniel & Henry Company. Daniel & Henry Company is an independent insurance broker providing a full range of risk management and insurance products and services for clients locally, nationally, and internationally. They find cost-effective solutions for your business and personal needs, from work comp, general liability, property and auto, and all points in between. Protecting your business is their business. Call Richard Boyette at the Daniel & Henry Company today, 314-444-5000.
888-878-0011.
J.T. Colton was a steak-loving man, and his tradition of serving up the finest mesquite grilled steaks east of El Paso lives on today at Colton's Steakhouse and Grill. But lots of folks say it's our fun, casual, throw your peanut shells on the floor attitude that keeps them coming back again and again. Either way, we're determined to keep you happy and to make JT proud. Colton's Steakhouse and Grill. We know what's at stake.
Colton's Steakhouse in Rolla.
Los Arcos Mexican Restaurant and Tequila Bar in Rolla offers authentic Mexican food at great prices. Open at 11 a.m. Stop by for lunch or dinner. Lunch specials every day. And don't forget about Margarita Monday. Whether you have a small group, a large party, or you want to carry out, Los Arcos can accommodate. Located at 1212 Highway 72 East in Rolla. Affordable food with margaritas that taste great every time. You know you're dining on the finest ingredients at Los Arcos. Call for reservations at 573-426-4388.
If you've watched Storage Wars, you know how smelly and moldy your valuables can get. Daniel's climate-controlled units ends all that. It's like a spa for your stuff. Call Investment Realty at 364-4050 and reserve a unit for Daniel's climate-controlled and secure storage. That's 364-4050.
Your loved one may have lived an amazing life, inspiring family, friends, and everyone he or she met. And now you're wondering, how do we celebrate this amazing life? This is Rick Miller at Null & Son Funeral Home in Rolla. Whether funeral wishes have already been planned in advance or the arrangements are left up to the family, the professional staff at Null & Son will guide you through this difficult time. When you have questions, call or stop by Null & Son Funeral Home.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
I don't think there's a coincidence with the Horowitz report coming to an end and the investigation expanding. I think there's also the significance of the investigation expanding into the intelligence community in which the Horowitz report could not touch. I think you're going to see intelligence community people called in. I think they're at different levels, including up to the top. Brennan, Clapper, others should be worried about this.
When do you believe General Flynn was first surveilled? Tell us how this all began.
I think it began, frankly, Maria, before he left the Defense Intelligence Agency working for President Obama, or if not before, shortly thereafter.
So you believe it was entrapment?
Completely. It was worse than entrapment. It was a targeting operation and a complete setup.
That was Sidney Powell, as urged by Bama girl out there in, well, probably Bama, Alabama, and so now you got your information that her lawyer's convinced that it was a complete setup, a complete entrapment, and hopefully he'll get off and be able to recover his life, for goodness sakes. How evil are these people? How evil is Nancy Pelosi? You know, I play that and I made it a little funny because I put the Frankenstein thing, the Frau Brooker, and lightning and stuff. I mean, but still. It's so evil to do that to people.
Yeah.
To run and then make up lies about them, make up lies about their family. Harry Reid said Mitt Romney didn't pay his taxes for 10 years.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, he says, well, he did pay taxes. And he says, well, he didn't get elected, did he?
Yeah.
You know, so that kind of crap. This is evil crap.
Yep.
And why didn't Romney stand up for himself? And here's the difference. I think he's jealous of Trump because Trump stands up for himself, and the best thing he does is he stands up for America.
Well, he's establishment, too.
Who is?
The other guy you were talking
Romney?
about. Romney, yeah, he's an
okay.
establishment guy.
Well, yeah, but you never know. I mean, some of these guys are sounding pretty good. This Collins guy and Ratcliffe and Jordan and
Jordan, I love him.
And Matt Gaetz.
Yep.
You know, Matt Gaetz used one of my questions that I put on Facebook.
He did.
During one of the, I mean, he used it verbatim.
Yep.
You know, that's the kind of stuff that happens to me. You hear the word Rolla spoken by Chuck Todd all of a sudden.
Right.
When he could have picked any city in America.
Right.
And so there you go. Anyways, why don't we, do you have something for me?
Well, I can have something.
All right, why don't you have something for me? And,
From the makers
there
of
you go.
Hillary Home Security comes the latest in anti-theft technology for your automobile. It's the Hillary Car Alarm. This is one car alarm that's too annoying to be ignored. Just listen to this satisfied owner.
The Hillary Car Alarm is the most sensitive alarm available, and it responds to voice commands. All right already, I'll vote for you! And it sure beats that old-fashioned Howard Dean car alarm.
Protect your car with the Clinton Cackle and get the Hillary Car Alarm today.
All right, we're going to do our last break, and we're going to put a couple of, there's going to be a couple things at the end. Is that right?
Yeah.
So
it'll just be Marie.
call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Make the whole family happy by bringing home Lee's famous recipe chicken. Choose from one of our many different specials, like the 16-piece classic or breast strip family meal, to the 8 different daily lunch specials. Call today for your next catering at 573-364-9330 or visit us on the web at leesrolla.com or just stop by Lee's famous recipe chicken in Rolla at 1902 North Bishop Avenue.
Price Chopper in Rolla for the best quality products and the freshest produce in the area. With a full-service deli, bakery, and butcher cafe, you can feed the whole family with ease. Cold cuts to sushi, barbecue, and a huge salad bar. Kick back and relax and enjoy your lunch in our dining room, located in Forum Plaza on Forum Drive in Rolla. Don't forget to sign up for a rewards program and save money on groceries today. For orders and catering, give them a call today at 573-364-1771. Open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Price Chopper in Rolla.
Welcome to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Tonight's feature is Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, featuring their greatest hits, guaranteed low prices, guaranteed work, and their #1 hit, locally owned and operated. So call and get your tickets to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, 364-9101. That's 364-9101. Melrose Asphalt is a local business and not an actual rock band.
Hi, this is Sarah Weinbaum, massage therapist at Lavish Day Spa, formerly known as Terra Day Spa. Come visit me at our all-new location on North Bishop next to Steak and Shake. Come take your stress and worries away with our full-service salon and day spa, featuring discounts on Dermalogica and other skincare items offered with a purchase of a facial. New location, same number, 364-0905. Come sail away at Lavish Day Spa in Rolla.
Thank you for visiting, Grandma.
Of course. Here you go. And don't tell your mother.
Oh, $1. Only like 4 more to go.
What do you mean?
McDonald's 2 for $5 is back.
Everyone's excited McDonald's 2 for $5 mix and match deal is back. Pick any 2 favorites from the Big Mac, filet of fish, Quarter Pounder with cheese, and 10-piece chicken McNuggets for just $5.
Help me count my change. Grandma's hungry.
Prices and participation may vary. Single item at regular price. Limited time only.
It's the Chevy employee discount for everyone going on right now at Fairground Auto Plaza in Rolla. The price we pay is the price you pay. Not a cent more on all remaining 2019 Chevys. Right now, save up to $11,860 on the all-new 2019 Silverado Crew Cab LT All-Star Z71. Or choose 0% APR for 72 months on select 2019 Silverados. Come check out everything Fairground Auto Plaza has to offer. Visit Fairground Auto Plaza at 100 Fairgrounds Road in Rolla for full details. Chevy, find new roads.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
It all started in July of 2016, as you pointed out, with this Trump-Russia investigation,
or
where the
earlier than
FBI
that.
spied
or
on.
Earlier than that.
Yeah, where they spied on 2 American citizens associated with the presidential campaign. My guess is that's probably not happened in American history. And then all the things that unfolded with Mr. Comey, the FBI, and everything that's going on there that Mr. Barr and Mr. Durham are looking into. And then we had this vote on Thursday where they formally launched this impeachment process in the sham way that they're doing it. It was really a sad day. What the Democrats have subjected the nation to in the last 3.5, 4 years.
It's, I think, unraveling, and that's why they're rushing to impeach the president. They failed to impeach him for being a Russian agent because it was a joke. They failed to impeach him for obstructing justice because it was a joke. And this impeachment hoax based on a phone call with a president of the Ukraine who says, I'm not a victim, nothing happened, is also a hoax.
What's your take on the whole operation to frame Donald Trump in 2016 and what we're going to learn from this criminal investigation from John Durham and the IG report?
It is not going to wash that institutionally, okay, this was a lawyer at the FBI, that they were able to tamper with documents and with evidence to go to a FISA court. It's outrageous.
Well,
I don't care how much they leak now to say, oh, it's nothing to see here and nothing to do at the top. There's going to have to be a full, total investigation. I think by the Senate is going to have something like the commission they had back in the 70s to review the FBI and the CIA and what their involvement has been.
The reason that we have Horowitz, the reason Horowitz is running this investigation is because House Republicans put out a memo in February of 2018.
I've got the memo here.
And we put that out. So I want Horowitz to either confirm or deny that what we put out to the American people was true. Did they use pieces of the Steele dossier and fake news stories to get a warrant on Carter Page?
All right, we're back on the show, and I think we need to play a song right now, Stan, don't you?
Yeah, we sure do.
Right.
This is a very good song, too.
I don't know if she'll be listening, but...
Ladies and gentlemen, from Dr. Amy Cooper.
Hakim.
Waiting for a train. I was feeling near as faded as my jeans. Bobby thumbed a diesel down just before it rained and rode us all the way to New Orleans. I pulled my harpoon out of my dirty red bandana. I was playing soccer, Bobby sang the blues, yeah. Windshield wipers slapping time, holding Bobby's hand in mine. We sang every song the driver knew.
Ladies and gentlemen, expert on bad bosses, motivational speaker, mirror aficionado, author of best-selling book, and singer, and the official shrink to Dave Weinbaum. I mean, to the Dave Weinbaum Show. Dr. Amy Cooper, Hakim. Oh, eat your heart out, Elad. Oh my goodness. Dr. Amy, I don't think you should even tell him, because he didn't get half the applause that you did.
But we love you both the same.
Yeah, I feel bad. If you tell him this, he's just gonna, he's gonna sulk. You don't want that. You don't want that, do you?
We never get tired of your song.
How was your vacation?
Thank you for the vacation was amazing. First of all, we were freezing cold.
Yeah, freezing your tukuses off in the Grand Canyon.
But it was so beautiful, and the kids really enjoyed playing in the snow, and the views were sensational, just breathtaking.
So you went to Arizona to go to the mountains?
Yes.
Okay.
So we were in Sedona. We went to the Grand Canyon. It was just really, really pretty.
Oh, that's great. Well, I'm glad you had a nice New Year and good holidays. So does everybody get along in your family? And did you visit any family out there?
We did not visit family. We just went and stayed at a hotel. It was nice. And our immediate family, my husband and I and the 3 kids, get along so well. I was actually really happy to see that because Michael's already 15, our oldest.
Yeah.
And he can sometimes, bother the girls a bit, but in general, they just have such a nice rapport and a respect for one another, and it's just nice to see. We actually get compliments on the airplane from people
really?
that our 3 kids sitting in a row get along so well. Yeah, it's pretty neat.
So they all get along well. So you kind of lead a boring life. What is this with a Jewish family? You're all supposed to be arguing with each other. You're supposed to have problems. You're supposed to revolt against your parents.
It's so important for the kids to see, and we do, by the way, encourage, clear and direct communication. All the stuff that we talk about on this show is what we do as parents as well. People should get into arguments. They should have conflict. It's the way that you resolve it and the way that you get, you work your way through it. Elad and I do that. We definitely don't see eye to eye on certain issues and things, and we'll have discussions, even heated dialogue. But at the end of the day, we always make sure that we agree to disagree, or that we see one another's perspectives, even if we won't ever come onto that side, for that argument. And I think that's the key. Never go to bed angry, and always know that you have to have the freedom to share an opinion, and it's not just yes saying, because that's not healthy.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about my life. I kind of grew up in, because this is about me,
Of course. I wouldn't think anything otherwise.
Right.
Well, I tell you what, I grew up on a rattlesnake farm. I was an only child eventually. And no, it's not just that, but I was, there was arguments and stuff. I mean, families, our family would argue, and all of a sudden you wouldn't see the person for a couple of years. I mean, they get in the fuse and stuff like that. So my parents were very argumentative, very critical, and I grew up fighting, street fighting. I was probably a little bit of a hoodlum. I was in a gang and stuff like that. But then I had to fight to get my children, but my son now is married to a wonderful girl. I'm married to a wonderful girl. And everybody, I sit there and watch the Hanukkah and the Christmas celebrations, and everybody is so good. And I mean, the kids are great with each other. There's hardly anything. These kids are great. I got from 19 years old down to 5 years old in terms of 7 or 8 grandchildren. I have to count them on my fingers now. And they get along so well, and I got to give credit to my son and his wife. They are so good about it. And my wife, she's great with it too. My wife, little wife Lisa here, gets a lot of credit.
I think that as we extend, right, beyond our immediate family and our immediate household, and we start dealing with aunts and uncles and cousins and grandchildren, there will inevitably be something that might go awry, because too many people in one room, it doesn't work that way for very long, and that's why holiday time is notorious for being joyful and happy, and then also for some type of family bickering. But the idea is to sort of recognize that while that might happen, and likely will, that the greater good, the better and the more positive effect of having everyone together and creating those memories is really what makes things work. I actually have a friend who went on a family cruise with some extended family members, and she said it was a perfect holiday vacation. We had a little bickering, we had a lot of fun, and so I think that's just what comes with the territory. I love my brother dearly, but we're grown up
now.
Wait a
minute, this sounds like a setup for a joke. I love my brother dearly, but
I know. Well, what I learned that there's a reason I don't go on road trips with my brother. We went to a family wedding a few months ago, and I was really ready to get out of the car. And I love him. He's awesome. He's just not someone I want to spend a road trip with. Particularly.
Let me play Dr. Amy. Was it a political argument?
No.
What was the argument about, dear? Can you mind telling America?
Oh, my.
And all the world?
Really, it was just, he just likes to pick on me, and I think that he creates competition when there need not be.
Is he an older brother or a younger brother?
He is an older brother, but I think he acts sometimes like a younger brother.
Did this ever come up?
You want to pay
Did he say that? Did he say that to you?
I was picked on so much as a little kid that we have a younger sister, and I never did anything to upset her at all because I was so terrified by the torture that I received typical torture, but from my older brother. So, that's actually why I think we have a double standard in our house with Michael. We make sure that he is especially kind to his sisters, partly because of the treatment I received growing up.
Yeah, well, okay, it's a good lesson. I didn't have a sister. I didn't know how to treat women. That's a big deal, to be able to understand women and have sisters. Really is. I mean, and they don't teach you that stuff in the school. Here I am still trying to figure it out, and I'm married to Lisa. And she's.
I think that he'll be a good wife.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, a good husband because of.
Wait, what are you trying to say about him? Did you just say he was going to be a good wife? No. Not that there's anything wrong with it.
Yes.
These days. Oh my goodness, this is live radio. We're all over the world, for goodness sakes. You gotta watch what you say, Dr. Amy. All right, so anyways, we're sitting there now. Everybody's telling me. My wife says, "Now don't talk political. Do not get into a political argument. Not one. Did you hear me?"
And why did I say that?
I don't know.
Because you have an ultra-liberal relative.
I sat with my relatives.
That you get in a fight with.
I sat with my relatives during my son's thing. Nothing got political. Not one darn thing. Stop it, Stan. Go to your room. Oh, wait a minute. This is his room. And not one darn thing got political. And then I sat with your family and the two uber liberals there, and we got along great.
Because
I'm a good guy.
You did not talk about politics.
Well,
right, because you can't. You have to know who you can talk politics with and who you can't.
Well, he said
and when
this.
you establish that, then that some people are able to share differing opinions and get along beautifully afterwards because they use it as an intellectual type of debate. But there are others who take things very, very personally and are emotionally charged. And if you are emotionally charged or the person you're interacting with is emotionally charged, then you just need to say, I'm not going to do that because, for the greater good of the holiday event or that relationship.
Well, this is something that they heard him say under his breath.
You can't handle the truth.
No. Nobody heard me say
there you go. If you know there's no discussion.
Nobody heard me say that, Stan. So here's what I did on the first. I don't know. How was your New Year? Was it pretty good?
It was nice. Yes, it was nice. It was rather uneventful. We went out to dinner with the kids. It was nice.
After spending a week with them in Arizona, were you still in Arizona at the time?
Oh, no, we had just gotten home. So we actually had a major flight delay coming back. We didn't get home into our house until 3:30 in the morning. So we were just sort of recovering from all of that by New Year's.
Well, I hope you weren't flying Iran Airlines or anything like that.
No.
That could be a problem these days. So we spent the night at the country club. It was very nice. And they mentioned to me that they had a golf tournament, the next day, January 1st. Now, mind you, we don't live in Boca Raton. It's usually got 2 feet of snow on the ground. It's 10 degrees. But it was going to be like 30s, then 40s and 50s. And I said, well, I don't have a team. She says, all right, we'll fix you up with a couple guys. So what do they do? I'm 71. They fixed me up with a couple of guys that are like they're older than I am.
Oh.
We're playing.
How'd you guys do?
we won our division.
Oh, wow.
It was the first golf course, the first opportunity of the year, and I've already won that tournament.
That's amazing.
You know what the name of their team was? The name of their team was Oy Vey.
Yeah. And they're not even Jewish. They didn't know what it meant. What does that mean? Do I go first? I said, yeah, Oy Vey, go first. Okay. Dr. Amy, where can people, I'm losing my voice, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find you?
My website is amycooperhakim.com or cooperstrategicgroup.com. My book, Working with Difficult People, is sold anywhere books are sold. Also, it's in ebook and audio format. And I'm on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Amy Cooper Hakim.
But she tells you not to do much social media, though. You got to control that, right?
Right. By the way, on our trip, I didn't touch social media until the night before we left.
Did you have withdrawals?
I took a break from it.
Did you have withdrawals?
I loved it. No, I need to get away, and I think it's so important for us to truly disconnect. Yeah, 100%.
So you know what? I don't know if you know this about me, but I went to a restaurant in Prague, but I couldn't afford the check. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Amy Cooper Hakim. See, they're clean jokes. You can tell the kids.
I like those.
Yeah, I like those. You gotta remember that I gotta figure out that you know where Prague is. You know.
Okay, kids, who is this?
Amy, are you there?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Jeez.
Chester, north of Doolittle.
You know, I think you just turned off Amy.
Oh, I'm so sorry. This is Chester, north of Doolittle. Dang it. Sorry about that.
Dr. Amy, you there? Yeah, she's gone.
Yep. She's gone. Sorry about that.
Sorry, Chester. I was on an interview and Stan.
Well, hello.
Well, I didn't know he dialed on line 2, and I thought
it's your fault,
Amy
Chester.
was on line.
Chester,
no, it wasn't his
this
fault.
is your fault.
It
You
wasn't
screwed
your
up my
fault.
interview. Jeez. Well, that's what you're saying.
Well,
he called on
sorry.
line 2, and so therefore, what?
I
lost my
line
interview.
2, and I guess
She's
it
probably
lost it.
sitting in Boca Raton crying.
Aw.
There he is. You know. All right, Chester. Hi there. Sorry about this.
Sorry about that.
Kerfluffle.
That's all right. As you probably already know, the French are upset about the attack because it's going to make everybody more of a victim now, and it's a more dangerous world this morning.
Yeah, too bad.
That's according to the French ambassadors, or the French equivalent to the Secretary of State.
Yeah, too bad.
But
let them go live in Iran, okay?
Yeah, no, it's even better. You know that in France yesterday was an attack. A knife attack.
Yeah.
4 people injured and a 5th person was killed.
Mm-hmm.
It was a suburb of Paris. Now, one thing that's not mentioned, they do mention the name of the village. It's a suburb. It's a Villejuif. I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
I think you need to work on your French.
But, yeah, I do. But Ville, J-U-I-F, literally translates to Village of Jews.
Oh, gee. Yeah.
I mean, it's a small town.
So obviously they spoke French, right?
It's a Jewish town. It's a Jewish town. Or historically, at least. And that's where the knife attack happened. The guy who's yelling Allah Akbar, killing people. Nobody's mentioning that little aspect. Also, since 2015, 5 years now, 4 years, over 250 people have been killed by jihadists in France.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're worried that now things are going to get nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amazing.
so the French are getting ready to surrender anyway. But anyway, that's the way it goes.
Yeah, who are they going to surrender to?
To Iraq. Iran.
Anyone who wants
we
them.
won't.
Anyone
Since we won't. They will.
So
They're getting ready to
you
surrender for
think
us.
Trump did a good thing, right?
Pardon me?
Well, you think Trump did a good thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I would agree. I mean, he gave him a lot of warning. I mean, it wasn't like he took out Baghdadi.
Right now,
if he took out Baghdadi, what were those guys thinking? That he wouldn't do it to them? That he's
right
scared
now,
of them? Give me a break.
Yeah, right now what's happening is everybody on the left, Chuck Schumer, everybody.
Oh, God. They're going crazy,
They're
I'm
all
sure.
complaining that they weren't notified, like as if,
like Barack Obama notified them about bin Laden?
Yeah, exactly. But they're all complaining now about this.
Of course.
So you're going to see it. You might even see another charge for impeachment before all this is over.
Yeah, you didn't consult Congress.
Yeah.
Right. Well, so I mean, they're going to do what they're going to do. We got to fight back. That's all.
Neither did Obama. How many times? Chester will probably tell you.
What's that?
How many times?
I don't know the count, but it's a high count.
It is.
Yeah, he was murdering Americans. He was dropping bombs on Americans. Had his little hit list and everything.
Yep.
The kill list, and that was okay.
When did he do that, Obama? Oh, you're talking about in the Middle East when
Yeah,
he killed
yeah,
he killed a jihadi and his son, who happened to be American citizens, which is illegal because if they're Americans, you got to arrest them and try them, right?
Well, if you believe that nonsense, yes.
Arresting and trying people. What country do you live in?
Well, no. But in the meantime, you get like, remember the Major Hassan who does the mass shooting at Fort Hood?
Right.
Yes.
No one
So
else.
they
had
declared
guns.
that wasn't a terrorist act.
Yeah,
that was a violence in the workplace.
Yeah.
So basically, everybody who would otherwise be covered under all kinds of military rules and benefits, they don't get that.
Are you
because
familiar
it was considered a
with the
military operation.
Are you familiar with the New York laws where they can get them out of jail real quick?
Oh, they're doing that all the time now. They're assaulting the Jews on the street, and even if they're arrested, within hours they're out on the street again.
Yep.
Yeah, you have open warfare against Jews going on in Manhattan right now.
Yeah, and who put these guys in office? The Jews. They put de Blasio in office. What idiots! I mean, they're Jewish idiots. They have some kind of a death wish or something. How do you vote Democrat? The Democratic Party is anti-Semitic. They hate Jews, and yet Jews still want to put them in office. Where's Alan Dershowitz?
He's been quiet lately.
There's no logic to any of it. How do Catholics vote for Democrats?
I don't
who
know.
also then, and then claim to be like anti-abortion.
Yeah, I know. It's an amazing.
How do you do it?
Kerfluffle.
Yeah.
Well, how is Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden a Democrat? And they're Catholics. And I think Biden.
That's okay now because
church.
remember now the Pope has gone and attacked a woman. Remember that happened yesterday.
I saw that.
Slapped a woman. He's a misogynist.
Now, even I could see that what she did was wrong, but if you're a pope, I mean, you can't be slapping women around.
Well, on top of that, then he went and apologized, which is really bad because that destroys the concept of papal infallibility.
Right.
You mean okay? So I'm not exactly familiar with it, but are they treated like they are just under God or Jesus or something?
Well, they're the bridge. That's what pontiff means. It's the bridge between us and God. And there's always been this concept of papal infallibility.
They don't have human sinability.
Well, they're not supposed to. I mean, if the Pope says this is it, this is it. And the idea of apologizing afterwards, I mean, that's a human frailty. Now, of course, he's a human. We know that.
Yes.
I'm being facetious, obviously.
If Catholics were Christians, it'd probably be different,
Well, they are, aren't they?
No.
No. Christians are depending on how you want to argue it. See, because that's where it all breaks down. Originally, you had the one church, and then it's splintered. So then all the splinters are claiming to be authentic, and whereas they're saying the Catholics are the ones that are wrong.
Wasn't the first church basically that came out, wasn't it the Roman Catholic Church?
No, that's the first one that was recognized by Rome.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
See, because that's what happened. Rome took power. Rome took over the Catholic Church. That's what those Nicene conferences that everybody's always criticizing about.
Okay.
They the Roman emperor basically said, we got a good gig going here. If we can turn them and make them official, then we can run them. So that's where you've got all these problems going on ever since. Because you've also got the Eastern Church, which is the Orthodox
Greek
Church.
Orthodox?
Well, no. The Orthodox Church, there's variations of it.
Okay.
It gets really confusing, but the fact is that the original church has been splintered and splintered and splintered. Now you've got all the Protestant groups, which of course by definition they're protesting Protestant against the Catholic Church.
All right, listen,
so they claim to be the authentic church. So we can argue forever. It doesn't matter.
Chester, I got a few more things I got to do. Thank you for calling, and hi to Martha. All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, let's play. I guess we don't have to do the we have no more ads, but I've got some extras.
Yeah.
I want to get in. Why don't you go ahead and put them in there, and then we'll talk after that.
At what point did you feel that the government was turning on you, that they wanted to then surveil you after you were a partner for the government for so many years?
Well, I kept getting these calls from reporters throughout the summer of 2016 asking about these totally false allegations which Fusion GPS and their consultants were doing for the DNC.
So they were trying to muddy you up by putting your name out there.
Exactly. Well, really to muddy then candidate Trump up.
It wasn't just that Adam Schiff was out and about. He put out a report that said there was no FISA abuse by the FBI. That was false. He said that the FBI didn't fail to turn over exculpatory information. That was false. He said that the Steele dossier was not a central part of the FISA applications against Carter Page. That was false. The Inspector General's report, the findings in there detail all of that. It's an indictment of the things that Adam Schiff was saying. It was an indictment of Jim Comey's leadership at the FBI.
So Carter Page is an outside advisor to the Trump campaign. He also is periodically talking to Russians, including some sketchy Russians. And so the FBI wants to get a wiretap on him. So the FBI sends an email to the CIA. It says, hey, is this guy a source for you? The CIA emails back, and they say, yes, he's a source. The FBI Assistant General Counsel takes that email, and he alters it. He types in the words. So CIA said, yes, he's a source. The FBI lawyer types in, no, he is not a source.
Unbelievable.
180 degrees, exactly opposite. He then sends that email on to the Department of Justice that uses that as the basis for a sworn statement to the FISA court to get a wiretap.
Here's the FBI. They broke into President Trump at the time, candidate Trump's campaign, spied on him, and then they covered it up. It is a modern-day Watergate.
Comey said last week he was sorry. It was sloppy. No, Comey, it wasn't sloppy. It was criminal. I'm going to call every person who signed the warrant application. I want to know how far up did this go. I want to know, did President Obama, was he aware of the counterintelligence investigation of the Trump campaign? And I'd be shocked if he was not.
I got to tell you, in most administrations, if you're launching an investigation on a major political figure like the Republican nominee for president, your opponent, they would be read in. Nobody's asking those questions about whether Barack Obama and Joe Biden personally signed off on spying on and surveilling their political opponents. We need answers.
Okay, you know what? It's been a great show. I'm losing my voice a little bit, but, that happens. And never happened to you, right, Stan?
Oh, yeah, it has.
Yeah. So,
but,
it's the radio business, and you gotta keep going somehow. So, I'm real happy about the show. If you want to call, I'm sorry, Dr. Amy. Stan got mixed up, and he accidentally hung up on you.
Sorry about that.
It wasn't my pointing him to do that.
No, it was my fault.
I would never do that to you. And I appreciate you. She's probably there sobbing. She probably has her own psychiatrist.
I bet she's a whole lot tougher than we think.
She probably has her own. These psychological people they all see their own therapists and things like that.
Yeah, well,
they believe in it.
Of course they do.
My cousin Ed called me after 2 years of not acknowledging me. The big liberal, he's out in San Diego now, and it was a very, very pleasant conversation.
Really?
We didn't talk about
I'm
politics.
Mr. Ed.
I don't know what it is, but lately the liberals in our family have stopped talking about politics. They used to, listen, it wasn't me bringing it up a lot. It was them bringing it up and me responding. And if they had done it, I would have responded.
I think maybe someone needs to tie them down and make them listening to the Dave Weinbaum Show every Friday.
Maybe they are listening a little bit. Maybe they're beginning to figure out, that the stuff they're telling them isn't true. It's stuff that is easily provable. You can see Comey. And you can see him confess. You could see McCabe confess. You see the IG report. This guy is an Obama appointee, and nobody's disputing what he said.
Right.
Now, they're going after Barr a little bit, but, if it comes out of Horowitz, as it did, I think Barr's got legitimacy now that he never had when he was just Barr sitting there. And this guy Durham has got a great reputation, too, who's out there with a couple of grand juries, and they're coming up, I believe, with some charges. Okay, I know your finger's there, but why don't you go ahead and play it anyways? Go ahead and play it. Yeah, play it.
Starting this year, Toyota and Lexus luxury models will come with Amazon Alexa.
Alexa, turn on the AC.
Turning on AC.
Finally, a virtual assistant to help you navigate.
Alexa, where's the nearest gas station?
Nearest gas station in 1.5 miles.
And to help maintain your vehicle.
Alexa, order more brake pads.
Ordering new brake pads. Although maybe if you didn't stop so close to the car in front of you.
I left plenty of room.
You drive too aggressively.
If you were just quiet for 2 seconds.
She'll talk to you literally the entire time you're driving.
I think you should have turned back there.
I know where I'm going!
Hi. You know why I pulled you over?
No, officer,
Because we were driving 72 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour zone.
Anything else I should know?
2 miles back, we rolled through a stop sign without coming to a complete stop. Also, there are illegal fireworks in the trunk.
Sir, I'm going to need you to step out of the car, please.
Amazon Alexa. You'll never get away from it.
Great stuff. Is that Saturday Night Live, too?
It is.
Yeah, I want to get more stuff from them. I love the fact that they got these old guys there. And by the way, we got somebody great on the phone. You know why? She's a pastor. Yes, she can talk. I don't need to say another word. Hi, Pastor Pat. How are you?
Hi, Dave. Doing fine. How are you?
Well, my voice is going. Other than that, I'm pretty good. What's up?
Well, I just wanted to let everybody know that the Rabbi will be at our church on January 19th at 3 o'clock.
All right, and I assume I'm invited too, right? And
yes,
Lisa?
Sir. You and Lisa are, yes.
Cool. All right, well, we'll probably be there, and unless something comes up. And appreciated you accepting my photobomb. Tell the folks about what I did.
Oh, yes. You mean when we were at Sybil's?
Yeah.
Yes, we were over at Sybil's, and some of us were having lunch, and we were blessed to see Lisa and Dave over there. So he stepped into our picture that we took, and
cool.
I put it on Facebook.
I saw it. No, I saw it. We liked it.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
I thought we made a really good-looking group.
I thought we did.
I did not think I diminished it. Although, well, I did. Let's face it. I wasn't the good-looking one there. You're all good-looking women, and I kind of this slob just came in and pushed yourself into the group. All right, I got to go, Pastor Pat. Stan's getting nervous. I can tell.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks, Pastor Pat. God bless.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. She's a great person.
Yes,
She's
she
the
is.
official pastor to the show.
Yep.
So, anyways, thank you for the wonderful show, for understanding that my voice went a little bad. And I thought it was a great show. I had great callers. Interviews were kick butt.
Yeah, they were.
And I tell you what, I think we're making a lot of progress. We're getting notification that people are listening here. Call the show next week. I'll be on. Have a great weekend. This is Dave Weinbaum Show.